Hello. Hello, everybody. We had a time as I was setting up to go live. Good Lord. Oh, boy. Hi, everyone. Hello. Hello. How are we doing? Caught on ads? That is probably my fault. I apologize, Cheese. I am sorry. But hello to Cheese and Unknown and Mystic. How are you all doing today? I hope you had a good weekend. How you doing? How's it going? How it do? How we doing today? Ugh, my nose is itching. One more minute to go. I can yap for a minute. I can waste time for a minute. You kidding me? Honestly, it is my fault. Moon. What about the moon? I did find out that we're supposed to get a full moon this weekend. Not weekend, this week. This week we have a full moon. Guess which day that full moon falls on? It falls on Wednesday. The full moon is Wednesday, aka when I am playing Crooked Moon. So I'm convinced some bullshit is going to happen. I'll have a good day. I had a day at work that ended in me saying, Jesus Christ, I need a drink. So I had a day. TLDR. I have been told to do a specific thing with paperwork for multiple years, and I did that thing, and today the person that has continually told me for years to do it a specific way came back and said, why didn't you do it the other way that I have been telling you not to do for multiple years? And I had to go back and forth with her literally all day to figure out what the hell was going on. Mom on dem whiskey? No, I am on dem vodka. Mom about to fight. I wanted to. So I made myself some vodka lemonade. It was good. Literally super easy. You get lemonade and you get watermelon flavored vodka. And it's a refreshing treat. So I'm coming off of that. One hell of a day. Yeah. And then we had a bit of a situation as I was getting set up and about to hit the go live button. So the thing with how OBS works, with how I have it set up, have you tried Romulan Ale? I have not. What is that? So the way it works for me, for OBS, is that all of the sound stuff, like the game sound, cabbage vodka, oh god. So the game sound, the Discord sound when I'm on a call, the sound alerts, all of that stuff are just mapped to one thing in my OBS for desktop audio. Is that good? Not necessarily, but I have not figured out how to fix it, so here we are, unfortunately. Based on the illegal alcohol, the same name from Star Trek, nice. Don't ask people like soaking veggies in alcohol. Hey, more power to you, I suppose. But anyway, if we're going to have desktop audio, I need to be able to hear it. Basically, it has to be audible for it to count. So I need to have my headphones plugged in for it to pick up any sound for the stream. And I go to plug in my headphones, and I have no idea when or how this happened, because my headphones were perfectly fine yesterday, so what the fuck is going on? Because I go to plug in my headphones, and it's not plugging in. I'm like, why? Why is it not plugging in? That makes no sense. And I go and I look at the USB plug. And you know how USB plugs are like, you have the rectangle of metal, and then you have the little bit that like blocks off half of it when you go to plug it in. And then you have the other half of it is empty, so that it'll plug in. Yeah, on that side, on the empty side, for some reason, the rectangle of metal was pushed inwards. I don't know why. I don't know why this is the case. I don't know how that happened. Because again, my shit was fine quite literally last night. What the hell? So I had to run. Luckily, I'm a big fucking nerd. So I had to run over to where I had my little toolbox for my gunpla I had to run over to my Gunpla toolbox and pull out some tweezers, and I was able to bend it back into place and plug it in, and it works fine. I just don't know what the hell happened. And I'm upset about it because it's annoying. Lamau, indeed. I heard Gunpla. Hello, Blaze. Gunpla saved me. Oh, her tone is much softer than usual. Yeah, I never know where to put my gain. I never know where to put my gain because it's like on the one hand, I don't want to be too loud, but on the other hand, it's like I don't want to be yelling, you know? I don't know. Mama does have tweezers at the ready when tech does shit. I mean, I do have tweezers. Technically, it's for Gunpla, but it is tweezers. Sounds the same to me? Okay, good. Okay, well, there's that. Mom has a lovely voice. Thank you. I don't feel like it today. I've had a long day of post-nasal drip because pollen hates me. So my throat feels a little funky. But other than that, I'm fine. I'm still like a tiny, the barest bit buzzed, I think. I had a drink with dinner. It was, it's whatever. I can hear the tired. Yeah. Tired is definitely there. I spent the last 3 days. So Friday, Saturday. No. Thursday, Friday, Saturday. I stayed up way too goddamn late. I was just staying up super late because no one else was home. No one was gonna stop me. Thank you for head pats. So I just stayed up till like midnight or 1 a.m. or something like that. And then it got to last night. I was like, I desperately need to go to bed on time, if not early. And I set myself up to do that based on when I was putting out my goodnight messages and such. I was about to close down my everything. And then I had a DM relating to a situation that I needed to give a response to. And I was like, God damn it. So on the one hand, I was going to bed earlier than I had been. I went to bed at 11:30, but on the other hand, I had to be up at 6:15 this morning for work. So I am, in fact, Boo Boo the Fool. Scroll Twitter, checks Discord, tweets, gets calm, message friends, see, gotcha. You don't gotta come for me like this, but you're right. Oh, man, I am tired, though. I am very tired. I'm very sleep deprived. Good luck with the polls. If the usual luck happens, you can use my support Anaxa for material grinding. Thanks, Mystic. Geez, it related to that. It was in relation to, it was in relation to the person that kind of exploded the whole situation. And that conversation bled over into this morning. And it ended amicably enough, I guess, that I'm not exploded. Yeah, it's a whole thing. It's a whole thing. Very lot to unpack if we're gonna talk about it. So I'm not gonna get into that right now. But suffice to say, I have like 3 different people's perspectives on it at this point, and I'm praying to God. The it got weird combo, yes, and I'm praying to God that will allow tomorrow to not be stupid. TLDR, one player wasn't crazy satisfied with the direction of the game, but their way of expressing that was questionable. The DM's way of handling it was questionable. And the DM talked to a third party in the game about the conversation with the first person. And then the third party took it upon themselves to very angrily defend, quote unquote, the DM. And it was a mess for a week. It was a mess for a week. So I'm hoping tomorrow we will actually all be able to sit down and discuss this like adults. No. It is in no way tied to Teeny's game or to Kieran's game. This is a game that I play by, like, outside of streaming entirely. This is a different game. This is a different game. No, this is the game on Tuesdays where I do not stream. It's tough. It's tough, you know, because we've been playing together for like over a year, like multiple years at this point. No, everything's fine with the Teeny game. Everything is fine there. The only thing there is that I'm scared because the Teeny game this week is on a full moon. And this is a folk horror based game. So you know some shit's gonna go down on the full moon. So I am frightened. I am frightened for what's going to be done to me. But no, there was just some drama in a personal game that I'm in. And it was... it's still going, but I'm hoping it will all be resolved tomorrow. We'll see how it goes. But that's as much as I want to say about it. I don't want to get into that. But yeah. I'm sure it'll be okay. We all just need to be adults about it, honestly. Do they scream it? No. Or stream. They do not. We do not stream that game. Members who play with join us? Yeah. You don't need to. Exactly. I am there. I was playing in that server. I was playing D&D in that server before I even started VTubing. Before I even started streaming in general, actually. When I was streaming with my actual face, the people that would show up were the people that I played D&D with in that server. So I would play a lot of Genshin, and one person that I would play D&D with would show up specifically to goad me into falling to my death and then laugh at me. Which honestly, I respect it. I respect having a goal. Yeah. So it's one of those things where if you have a group together for a long enough time, something's gonna happen. And it's unfortunate, but it's just human nature. And we finally hit that point, and hopefully we'll be able to resolve it soon. But that's fine. That's whatever. It's okay. We're okay. We're all good. It'll be fine. Speaking of fine, I'm not gonna be. I only have 10 pulls. Well, technically I have 15. Technically I have 15 pulls for Anaxa today. I don't have a lot of gacha points. I do not have a lot to work with. I forgot to ask on Discord, but was the server first up with community members, or was it initially a friends or close ones closed server that opened? Do you mean my server, or do you mean the server that I play D&D in? Which one are you talking about? Cause my server, I made a little ways into VTubing. Your VTuber server? I made that a little ways into VTubing so people would have a place to hang out. It actually was not something I had made before my debut. I made it as oh, hey, people seem to be interested in this idea. Sure, I'll make a server, and here we are. Here we are 3 years later. Hi, Motto! Hello, Motto. How are you? Good evening. How are you doing? I'm running on low sleep and a little bit of vodka. We're having a time over here. We're having a time. It's been a day. How are you today? I'm doing. Let's put it that way. I'm doing. So if the stream ends a little earlier than normal today, please be kind. So I was bored one day and decided to see who's been and gone throughout the years. One in particularly left me in a speckle and curiosity. Ah, I see. Just a little vodka? We gotta change that. Oh no, it was more. I started drinking 2 hours ago and I ended drinking around the time I got dinner. So. Sudden thump, Mama's VTuber model dies. Nah. See, that's the thing. I can't sleep sitting up. I can zone the fuck out. I can get into a weird fugue state that's somewhere between awake and asleep. But I can't sleep sitting up. I can't like actually sleep sitting up. It's very weird. I don't like it. I wish I could, because then I could sleep on planes, but I can't. I learned that on the 2 red-eye flights I've been on. Three. I've had 2 overnights and 1 like proper red-eye where it's just leaving at like 3 in the morning. Work sucks. Gotta get ready a bit before I go. Okay, Cheese. I hope you have a good shift. I hope things are chill and easy for you for once. But thank you for chilling while you get prepped, while you get ready. Oh, I can feel a sneeze brewing in my schnoz. Uh-oh. Hang on. Ah, there it is. Yeah. Adding to the sleepies. Oh, pollen. Killing me. Oh god, here comes another sneeze. Oh no. Oh no. Okay. Bless you, thank you. I appreciate it. I'm trying to remember to mute myself in time. I hope I hit it in time. Mama sneeze. Mama's sneeze are loud as fuck. I would not do that to your ears. Mama does not have a cute girly sneeze. Mama has an old man sneeze. Mama has a loud as hell old man sneeze. Loud but sweetly adorable. I don't agree with you, but thanks. Oh, now I gotta blow my nose. That stinkers. But it's adorable, but I disagree. I am thanking you for your kind words, but you will not convince me. We're watching on TV. Hi, Gage. And also, hi, Teeny. Because I know you're there. Watching. Waiting. Prepared. Hang on. I gotta mute for a second so I can blow my nose. Teeny has her bang block ready. I know it. She always does. Hi, Solar. Hello. Solar, I have 15 pulls. Am I gonna die? I have 15 pulls for Anaxa. Am I gonna die? That feel when you sneeze with a congested nose and the yeah. It's hard out here with allergies. It sucks. Not fun. It's not fun times. Bad time. I'll probably be fine for the rest of the streams this week. It's just today not for whatever. I was going to say for whatever reason, but I know what the reason is. The reason is because, you know, I didn't sleep for 3 days. And then last night I went to bed relatively on time and I still didn't actually fall asleep until after 1 a.m. Because after tossing and turning for a while, I finally checked my phone to see what time it was, and it was 1 something in the morning. I'm like, God damn it. So if I seem a little out of it, it's partially that, partially because I had some alcohol with dinner. Column A, column B, you know how it is. 15 pulls in a dream, correct. You pulled on 10 out of 0 pity before, right? Solar, I appreciate your faith in me. I may or may not have made my cough worse though, because I DIY'd a leather wrap with a coat hanger and a torch. Thanks for not setting yourself on fire, Cheese. Holy shit. Tired, drunk, and full of food. Yeah, you know what? I did eat bread. For dinner today, we had chicken with cinnamon baked apples and bread. So I am in the perfect state for naps. I made dinner yesterday. I made schnitzel. I made pork schnitzel. I don't know if it's like proper schnitzel, but it's like hammered out pork chops that are breaded and fried, and they're really good. And I douse mine in lemon juice because I have a problem. Hello, Dark Knight. How you doing? How you doing? I did construction. I'm used to torches for piping and plumbing. I know you're used to it, but that doesn't mean I am. The bread's gonna absorb the alcohol in Mama's stomach and bloat her. Oh, no. Oh no. That's not good. That's not a good thing. That's not fun. Maya, I wanted a weapon for Jane Doe and ZZZ. I didn't have enough to guarantee the weapon first pull. Sometimes we just get lucky. I hope that I can be like you when I grow up, Solar. I am praying to God. It's been a day. It's been a day. Work was weird. Work will continue to be weird. But work was extra weird today. The weird thing with I talked about that. Yeah, where I had been told for years do things X way when I had tried to do them Y way. And then today I did it X way like I've been told to do it. I was told, well, why didn't you do Y? And I was like, God. One thing to spectacle is when you use metal coating on copper pipes and witness differential thermal pressure. Ooh, neat. Hi, Luna. It's time to go back to the stars. Darn totin'. We're going to go to Star Rail. I'm going to do Anaxa pulls. I have 10. I have a 10 pull. And we have to hope. We have to hope. Pray, pray, pray. Ugh. I am in fact the queen of Prage when it comes to gotcha. Words are hard. Words are hard. Did you know? You know that hope will be dashed. Yeah, I do. I do know that. I have burn scars aplenty. Please be safe. Please, please, I beg. I have a scar on my one knuckle, on my pointer finger, on my left hand. I have a scar because in middle school we had wood shop. And we had to like use the files and stuff. And I 100% got my knuckle with it. I have a lot of scars. I know. I figured you have a weapon collection. I figured. But that doesn't mean I don't worry. Hello, Shpee! It goes. It goes, it goes, it goes. We are here. How are you? How are you doing, Shpee? You didn't go away for a while, always next week? True, but I have to have currency built up. I'm not a dangerous person, just reckless and stupid. That is a dangerous combination, though. I have a new scar with my leather cutter. Jeez! Jeez! I'm going through Hell Week. Shpee, I understand. I understand. I get it. I've been there. I feel your pain. I hope you're okay. I'm hoping you'll be all right. I'm fortunate to have my thumb muscle intact. Jeez, this is not making me worry less. I am in fact worrying more now. Mama feels our pain while worrying for our pain. Yes. Absolutely. You get it. You get it. Speaking of pain, we should make an attempt. We should make an attempt. Uh-oh. There we go. Just needed a second. That's all. Just needed a second. We're good. We're good. I was here to finish the event to try to get more currency, and it was for naught. It was, in fact, for naught. There we go. Just had to rearrange the window a little bit. All right. So oh no, we have 14 pulls. My bad. I was off by 1. Oh God, Mystic, what did you send me? Oh, that's the cocktail. Thank you. Thank you. I might try it. I'm iffy on rum. Depends on the day for rum for me. But I'm keeping that recipe. Thank you. I appreciate it. Why don't you test him out first before trying to pull him? Oh, I already did the character trial. I already did that. I'm way ahead of you. I do those the second the banner drops. The second the banner drops, I run the character. But I can run it real quick for you guys to see if you want. I can do that. Just want to disprove the false rumor of VTubers being bad at math. Was 5 times 10? 50! 5 times 10 is 50! And you want to know how I know? When I was in 3rd grade, they made us learn all of the times tables up to 12. 0 through 12. Yes, please? You got it. 50 to... God damn God damn it! I should've. No! I've been got. Oh no. I didn't expect it. I didn't expect it. I thought we were making a joke about me not having the brain cell, and I was so excited to prove myself. No! That's a -1 plus a -1. I'm scared what you're gonna do with the answer, but it's -2. That's how negatives work. But no, when I was in 3rd grade, improving you have brain cells, you proved you don't have brain cells. That's true. That's true.
Infinity. You chose the wrong
What time
enemy.
does a dentist get called most? 2:30. I like that joke. That's a good joke. That's a good joke. All right, we're gonna stab people. There we go. Further stab. Well, this is shooting, not stabbing. Further shooting. And I forgot to make the tree grow. I'm gonna slow it down. We're gonna turn off the speed up so we can see it better. What time does Sean Connery go to Wimbledon? I don't know. I know Wimbledon is tennis, so it's probably something tennis related.
The show has begun.
Tennis. There it is.
Divine power, I extract the world's purity to reforge
Look at him go.
all things.
Anaxa is an Ultra Kill player who has too many coins. That would mean something to me if I've ever played Ultra Kill. I'm so sorry, Shpee. I have never played Ultra Kill in my life. I've just seen cool art of it. All I know is that Gabriel is there and there's a robot. That's all I got.
Nothing but a boy.
What?
Enemy
Yippee.
data secured.
Oh, I thought we were going to the next wave. I guess not.
Time for good
That ult is just what the DM does when he decides to DPK the problem party. Yes. Yes. What Asian company sells windblowers on a blue site? Own Lee's fans. Haha. That's a silly one. It's official. I now live on the moon. Motto, I'm asking because I worry about you. How much time have you spent on red alerts?
Straight to the soul.
How much time have you spent on the moon in 14?
Look, the show has with this divine.
In Ultra Kill, players can toss coins to ricochet their bullets. Oh!
To reforge
Oh, that's
all
a really cool thing. That sounds neat.
Allow me to see you off. Eternal sleep is not the end.
Each red alert is 20 minutes, and red alerts come about once every 4 to 5 hours. Motto, are you okay? Too much time. Oh, Motto, I'm sorry, buddy. Mech Ops, however, that's one where you have the Gundam, right? That's the one where you get in the robot. There's also a brother of the MC that does the same to you if you aren't fast enough. Spoiler, he is faster than you. Oh no. That's so much. That's so many things. As Maxer once said, why aim at the enemy when you can aim at a target that is literally the size of a coin? You gotta get style points. If you can't style on your enemies, how can you establish that you're better than them?
Curiosity.
Ding! Oh fuck. Oh, thank you for the head pat, Draga. Hi, Draga. How's Draga? Mama is a Dante fan. Am I? I haven't really played any DMC, unfortunately. I have a spare spacesuit coffer and moon mech mount for you on Friday. Guys, did you know my friends love me? Mono, thank you for the prime. Welcome for the prime. Welcome, Jesus Christ. I am more out of it than I thought I was. Thank you for the prime. Thank you, Motto. I appreciate it, and I'm glad you're here. Thank you so much. 24 months, 2 years of the joy that is having Motto in my life. I truly am blessed. Hi, Teeny. Trying to watch Maya on the TV and Spectrum is being Spectrum. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm doing okay. That's good to hear, Draga. I'm glad. I'm about to not be. I have 14 pulls. I'm about to not be doing fine. I'm about to really not be doing fine. I just saw a flash of electricity in broad daylight. Oh, that's fun. That's fun. It's true, yeah. All right. Do I have any standards? We don't even have a 10 pull on standard. God, what am I, poor? Yes. Like, what's the true meaning of playing a gacha game if not to gamble? Spoken like a true aventurine main. Let's go. Oh, nope. Hello, Chaos Cell. How are you? Just simply be a believer. Does this look like the pull screen of a person who could ever believe? I don't have aventurine. Well, shit. I'm sorry. I have to wait for Jade or Fugue again. Oh, pain. So we can get 2, and that'll get us to 16, which is not worth. Man. If I had a nickel for every green twink associated with gods, I'd have 2. Thank you for the luck, cheese. I appreciate it. We're gonna progress the plot a bit and hope that it will get me some jades. We're just gonna hope it'll get me some jades, because that's all we can really do.
Be grateful for all this clamor. That is the sound of thoughts clashing.
So for those who don't know, we're playing as Anaxa. He has a god hanging out in his body a little bit. He's technically a zombie, and he's starting to see hallucinations. Hi, cheese!
You two again.
I don't play HSR anymore, and when I did play it, I mained Blade. Funniest thing I saw was Blade being forced to solo the Sam boss fight because I'm an idiot and didn't build everyone else well enough. And the worst part is that it worked out, didn't it? I don't have aventurine either. He was my most used character 1 month last year. Oh.
And are made of the same essence.
Farming for all excusing my friends. That's fair. That's fair. I think I shared a screenshot of it when I went through the little 1-year anniversary thing, but like all but 2 months of last year, my most used unit was aventurine, so. Oh no, he's me at 3 p.m. on a Tuesday. Yep. Yup. Every time he was about to die, he'd heal a lot. That is the Blade problem. My most used character is the most common character that almost everyone has now. Who? Who's that? Who dat? That's me with Arlecchino. She solos most bosses because I overbuilt her. There you go. That's how you do it.
Enough about
Ron
me.
May.
Did Cal's ever
Oh, I
reply to
see.
you?
I only got her because of the trade-in thing, because she dodged me on 2 separate banners, and I'm still a little salty about it. Bye for real, cheese. Good luck at work. Whoop. I accidentally clicked out of the window. Oopsies. There we go.
Well, regrettably.
I only got her from the anniversary. Same. Ron May was my most used character for most of last year. That's fair. She's very useful.
Seems like the price of becoming a demigod is a lot heftier than we thought.
Chaos. Demigod. I've never heard of this person. Which Titan's authority did he inherit?
Look on the bright side, Nias. Since we've come all this way, I doubt he'd snub his old friends, would he?
I need a quick second to blow my nose because pollen is killing me today, so hang on just a moment. Oh, I blew my nose so hard my hair came off. Damn. Thank you for the Baldspie. Before you leave the area, would you mind doing the big hand puzzle? I don't know where that is. If I see it, I'll do it, but I don't know where it is. We're just going. I got her and Locha because I decided to make use of the refreshed bonus. That's fair.
Let's just hope we mean as much as the world to him.
Shpee, yes, this is well after we fought Nikador. We fought Nikador a bit ago. He's cool. He is a fun fight. I wish he was a weekly.
Are you seeing that same hallucination again?
Yeah.
Yes. It's still you and Nias, but you're now talking about a certain Chaos. I'm guessing he's one of your companions?
These illusions are the memories of the past. Yeah, except Cersei keeps gaslighting Anaxa and saying she has no idea what he's talking about.
Close. This name sounds just as strange to me.
Hi, Calypses. Yeah, don't make me tap this. Oh, yeah. Only these two characters can see it. She can't see it, though. Cersei's can't see it. She's claiming she can't, anyway. I saved a lot of shades for next patch. What character are you looking for, Chaos? What you saving for? What you going for? And Naxa is experiencing what happens when you underestimate edibles, you right?
Never mind. I think I know what this is about. If things are as I thought, then they aren't hallucinations.
Hyacinth and Cypher. Is there one of the two in particular that you're more interested in?
The souls of people.
Oh, shit.
What? But if those are the souls of the dead, then what am I?
Beats me. For all I know, you're just an illusion I conjured up in my dying
Cypher.
moments.
That's the cat lady thief, right? I played the Seal Smashers game. Excuse me, and I saw her in there. Hyacinth for me, more healer variety. Knowing me, I cannot stop getting abundance characters. Like, I just can't stop getting healers, so I will probably end up getting Hyacinth, whether I want to or not. The answer is I do want to, because I just like collecting characters.
Let's just keep going. As long as I take in more sights and hear more stories.
These edibles ain't nothing. 20 minutes later, I'm seeing hallucinations and there's a god in me. I can promise you'll get Archer in 3.4. Yes! I'm so excited. I want to get both Archer and Saber if I can. Teeny said she was disappointed by Saber's outfit that they announced for her for Honkai, because her skirt is not big enough. Teeny, do you still feel this way? Do you still feel this way? She does have a much shorter skirt. She does not have her full skirt, but it does look cute. Which way? I was Cook. Saber in Star Rail. Yeah. She's perfect. Hi, huge. I'm a hater. Teeny wants the full, long, floor-length skirt, and frankly, I'd be down for it. I'd be here for it. The mini skirt is cute, but like Saber's full floor-length skirt is so pretty. I'm sure there are some people who would prefer Saber's skirt shorter for reasons. You have 369 tickets ready? Nice. Very nice. They both got an outfit redesign. Okay. See, I recognize that Saber's was redesigned. But I haven't really seen a lot of Archer, because the only bit of Fate that I've actually watched is 0, and I don't think he's there. So I just saw red dude, and I went, cool, he's red. He's got a coat. I have a feeling Ophelia's every time employees get reset, the inheritance of the coal flames from the past become the new titans. That is a possibility. That's a possibility. I want her with the dress, the armor, the gauntlets. That's not my Ortoria. That's not my King of Knights. We have Saber at home. Teeny, if you don't want to play it when the Fate stuff happens, can I ask that you join me while I play it so that you can tell me why it's bad? So that you can judge it live. They put her in high heels. Was she not in heels already? Hell Week won't fix itself. Best of luck, Shpee. Best of luck. I will? Okay. If we cannot convince Teeny to download Honkai Star Rail to get what she calls a subpar Saber, I will plan my schedule so that I can be playing to try to get them with Teeny here on call so that she can judge live, and it'll be really funny. Actually, you know what? Now that I think about it, what day is the 11th? What day is July 11th? Let's see. That's a Friday. I could just move around what day I play 14 and do 14 at the beginning of the week instead of the end of the week. And do Star Rail with Teeny at the end of the week. Potentially. Me and Teeny will work something out. Saber's not going to be on the banner, right? I think it's an event. I don't know if she's a banner. I just know that everything is saying that she'll be there July 11th. I don't know. We will adjust. Okay. All right. Sounds good. I think Saber is phase 2, 3.4. Star Rail is saying specifically per their website, July 11th. July 11 is Saber time. Saber is the banner. Free Archer, though. Oh, god damn it. I'm gonna die.
Know your limits. Wander too far among the dead.
My wife is yelling at me to cook the bacon, but I will have hot takes. You gotta cook the bacon with something. How else, like, without the hot takes, how will you heat the bacon?
Fine.
I will offer greetings to Kefla. But you, Anaxagoras, never kneel to false gods. Damn. Okay. Man, this sucks. I agree. Hello, ghost. Treasure chest. Hello, ghosts.
Go melt it down.
Oh, wait. I see a bug. I see a butterfly. Hello. My fine funds are safe. Free 5 stars at godsend. Oh, hell yeah. It'd be cool to get fine on. He's a bro. Oh, okay. There's the hand thing. Puzzle. Puzzle means jades. Jades means pulls. Okay, let's see. Oh, I see. And then it drops down. And then one over. Uh-oh. I think I just fucked myself. Yep. I need to end up over here. So then what about... Well, no, because I only need that to be hit for a little bit. So what if I just 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, that's all I had to do. There we go. I just overcomplicated it. That's all. I just horribly overcomplicated it for no reason. Saber, Archer, and Phynon are the phase 2, 3.4 banners. I'm gonna die. That's it. That's just the end of my life, apparently.
I can just ignore this.
That sucks. Ooh. Ooh. Give me the blessing. Give me the stuff. Yeah. Gun.
So.
Excuse me.
Can you keep going?
Uh-oh.
Of course. I'm just... If I knew we had to climb a mountain, I wouldn't have come along with you.
I guess this also counts as one aspect of the world-bearing burden. If Amphorius does have a next life, you may want to get your body in shape.
Yeah, it feels like they were the current Titans were once people, more than likely. Forfeit all my jade to the coin cat? Oh no.
Keep your sarcasm to yourself.
I'm not getting anything of value from them.
I would sooner throw myself off this cliff and hit rock bottom than exercise even a little.
Nias has too much aura for this basic NPC model. No, I agree with you, Huge. I agree.
I am Calypso of the eminent 7 sages, after all. Training would make me no different from those Helcalithist barbarians.
Yeah, Nias is Kremnoan. You should lift, bro, just in case. Yeah.
Calypso. She's one of the 7 sages. A member of the Grove?
Oh, I see a butterfly. I'll have to get that. But yeah, it's starting to sound like the Titans were once people who then became Titans probably after becoming the demigods. So it's just a cycle, which is why Amphorius looks like an infinity symbol, because it just keeps repeating forever. Oh, that sucks. That's really bad. I just wish he'd be more detailed than a basic Amphorius warrior. No, I agree with you. the Cremnoan part of the concert was one of the 3 aura farming songs. Guess what I still forgot to watch today?
Hey, Circes. Does the name Calypso ring a bell?
He
Circes?
sounds like Kratos. Yeah?
Gone.
Butterfly, butterfly, butterfly.
Doesn't
It was
matter.
behind me.
I can do this myself.
Wait, where'd it go? What?
Looks like I'm nearly there now.
The hell?
Land of the dead.
I saw a butterfly, damn it. Where'd it go? There it is. It's all the way over there. Okay, let's go back to that. Boy. Yes. Yes. Boy. Boy. How do I get it? I see you. How do I get you? There's another one all the way up there. Oh, I have to get it with a hand. I have to get it with a hand. That's what it is. That's what it is. I have to use the hand. There's the hand. I just gotta find the control panel. Where's the handy dandy controls? Where is it? I didn't see it. Maybe it's upstairs.
Oh, beautiful old world. Where are you now?
The other way? Oh, well.
Oh,
I'll have to go back
legendary
then.
era Chrysia. Return to the
I have the
mortal
teleport
realm.
point now, so I don't have to take the elevator.
Splendid
That's something.
gods want-
You got Anaxa? No. This is the part of the story where it makes you play as him. I don't have him, which is unfortunate. The handy yeah. Yeah, what, you thought I'd make a pun like that on purpose? On accident, rather? You think I'd forget? You think I'd ignore the possibility of a stupid pun? I would never. Sometimes you actually fight with the trial characters. That is true. Where's the thingamabobby? Where's the thingamadoo? Where it be? Oh, there it is. Duh. I just completely glossed over it. My brain didn't even register it was here. Alright. The goober. Yes. Yes. Alright, first I want to get the butterflies. And the coin, obviously, but most importantly, the butterflies, because I don't want to forget. Yank. I did find you. Get in my bag. Alright. Then, what is it, like over here? Yeah. Hello. Hello. Grab. Haha. That goat puzzle, you solved it faster than I did. I was sitting here staring at blue screening and then you solved it. The one time I'm allowed to have a brain cell, and it is for a singular puzzle. Just the one as a treat. How low down can I go? How low can I go? I say how low can I go? Oh wow, we're going really low actually. Hold up. Okay. Is there anything even down here? Yeah, no, that is an invisible wall right there, so I guess not. Let's look around. Wait, what's that? That was a light effect. That was nothing of value. Doo-doo-doo. Can we find... Oh, Riptide! Hello! Thank you for the follow. I appreciate you. Thank you, thank you. I hope you enjoy your time here hanging out with us. It's good to have you. How you doing? My current theory is that Amphorius is actually a computer simulation. Ooh! That would be interesting and very sad, but really interesting. Maya doesn't give herself enough credit. Ace's puzzles and is story savvy enough to spot plot hooks. Yeah, but Solar, the thing is, immediately after doing that, I say something so stupid that you would think I wrote it as a script ahead of time. We gotta keep a balance here, you know? All things must be balanced. Flame Chase Journey is the galaxy's most complex debugging reset. Oh no. See, the worst part is I could see it. I could see that making sense. And I kind of don't want it to because that's really upsetting, actually. But I could very much see it making sense. How high up can I go? Where is the ceiling? I have found the ceiling. That's why Herta will be involved. You know what? It does make a lot of sense. I'm definitely getting where you're coming from on that. But, oh man. Oh wait, am I hitting the wall? I am hitting the wall. Okay. Erudition, yeah. And why Fuli memory is so involved. I still maintain that March used to be a person of great importance here. I still maintain that. But I also know that there is 100% some time fuckery going on. Because I don't know. I don't know what it is, but I feel like whatever happened to Finon happened a lot longer ago than anyone has actually let on. I don't know why. I just have that vibe. I'm just getting that feeling about it. That it's one of those, yes, that's one of those person got time traveled but didn't realize that they were time traveled sort of things. I just have that feeling about it. Where are the last 2 coins? My god. Erudition equals high tech. Well, erudition equals intelligence and research, not necessarily taking ethics into consideration with that. That doesn't necessarily mean tech. However, in a spacefaring age, it would reasonably, therefore, involve tech at some point because that's the direction they have to go. One next to the big meal? Which one is the big meal? Do you mean mural? Because I got the one that was over here. Oh, wait, no, there's another one over here. Oh, shit. Thank you, Luna. I thought I got that one already. Okay. Just missing one now. That's always the hardest, is the last one. Erudition equals damage is more important than aim. That too. Also. Where is he at? That's a wall. Or he's like sentry in the void. Entirely possible. Could be hidden in plain sight. Luna, if I have wandered around this thing, I would not be surprised, but I would be disappointed in myself. Wibbly wobbly timey wimey, in the words of the great doctor. Correct. Correct. What the heck? Where is my spare change? Where is my giant floating bus token? I haven't really flown around a whole lot from up high here. All I can say is that you're overthinking it. The plot or finding the coin? Because both are equally likely. I just saw it. Oh, the coin? Oh, no. Draga. Draga. I'm not seeing it. Oh, no. Oh, no. I can't go. I keep thinking it's going to be over in the central thing, but it can't because that's a wall. Oh, dear. Oh, dearie dear. Wait, what's that? Coin! I found it and a butterfly! I did it! Finon / Flame Reaver are too similar and add in the mighty weakness in the equation. Yeah. No, that's that bit where the Flame Reaver went straight for Mighty's singular weak spot that he only told Finon about. That all but confirmed it for me that it's Finon. In just having gone through some shit and possibly timeline shenanigans. Pick it up. Thank you. Like that's the only thing that makes sense to me. I'm gonna go put this back where it go. There we go. And disengage. Like there's no way that isn't related in some way. It has to be.
Not too shabby.
And the Flame Reaver's mask
Useful
appears over
for
Finon's
company.
face in the Nameless Faces video during his shirtless gold blood moment at the beginning. Yeah! Or being divided. Or being divided. Yeah. Like, there's too many similarities for it to just be coincidence. Imagine someone finding your one weakness. If I was Superman, I'd be pissed. I know. There's another big chest. Well, then I will have to find it later because I don't know where it is. And we are moving on.
Oh, legendary era Chrysia, return to the mortal realm.
Oh, you know what?
Splendid gods
Actually,
once walked the
or
paths
Hoyo
we
going full
walk.
troll and the Reavers actually march. That would be good. That would be very
Alas, all that's left of that warmth is a hazy mirage.
good. Ooh, Chesty, hello. Do not go up the stairs around the platform. Oh, okay.
You're chatting that
But
to
I
us.
promise I'll figure it out. Don't worry. The Reaver is Sunday again somehow. No. It's his alter ego. Monday. Oh. One thing about fine on being Flame Reaver is too obvious distracted from the real twist. So here's the work day, yes. So here's the thing, right? I'm going to zoom in on Anaxa because 1 week, yes. I'm going to zoom in on Anaxa because his conspiracy theory ass is exactly what I need for what I'm about to say, okay? Okay, so based on what we're seeing about this Calypso lady and Nias, I am willing to bet. Here's my current theory. Amphorius is shaped like an infinity symbol. Somehow, whether it is a computer simulation or something else or a time loop or whatever, history repeats. Over and over and over and over again, people go through the flame chase journey. They get the same prophecies. They go through the same flame chase. They take on the same cores, like Titan cores. They become the same demigods, and
All
then
things
oh god,
are connected by
oh no,
one
what's
true
I know what's
domain.
coming. Hello, Ben.
Same essence.
I saw the bits come through. We're Attack on Titan moment. Yeah. So it's just the same thing. His nose shadow keeps flipping as he's breathing. God, now I can't unsee it. So it's just the same thing. You know, I'm just gonna do this so that he stops fucking talking over me. Rude. Anyway, I'm finally home. Welcome home, Ben. So it's shaped like an infinity symbol. Whatever the framing device is that makes it happen, the same history keeps repeating, but with different people. So we have Circes, who was Calypso, took on the core crystal and then became Circes as the final form of being a demigod. Now she's Circes, and Anaxa has the core crystal, so Anaxa will then become, if he becomes the demigod, will then become the next Circes, essentially. And just on and on and on it loops. Now, we also have this whole thing with the Flame Reaver and Phynon. We also have that. So my thinking is that Phynon gets his Titan core thing, he becomes his demigod, and then through whatever loop is happening that keeps making this go, maybe he figures out the computer code thing, if it's a computer simulation, which it would explain why Herta is getting involved via Welt and Sunday going to get her and being like, hi, we need your help with this. Maybe it's in a regular time loop, and with the help of whoever has the Time Titans core, in this case me, as the Trailblazer, we have it, goes back in time to literally steal all the cores to stop the loop before it can happen again, to stop everyone from getting involved in this so that the loop can't happen again. But it fails because we don't know that we're in a time loop. We don't know that everything just keeps repeating itself ad infinitum. So we try to stop him and continue the loop because we don't know that we're in a loop, because it's hard to tell people that if they aren't already aware. Time travel shenanigans. That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking it's time travel shenanigans. And I'm also thinking that what happened to Phynon's hometown probably happened a lot longer ago than it feels like it does due to his age. I think he got stuck in some sort of time dilation through the Black Tide. I think the Black Tide is part of it. He got stuck in whatever time dilation that is. Because, again, if we're going to go with this whole computer simulation idea, the Black Tide looks very glitched. It looks glitchy. It looks pixelated. Why? Why would it look like that? That makes no sense. And if it is a closed computer simulation, that explains why no one can ever go beyond the sky, because that means they are exiting the simulation, which will fuck them up, which would explain why March coming back is freezing her, because it's trying to get her back into state, because she is returning back to a thing that she was not supposed to leave in the first place, because none of them are supposed to leave it in the first place. Because if you leave the simulation, it can't see your data, and it fucks it up. He froze the timeline, and Forius is a prison trapped in time. That is also a possibility. That is also very much a possibility. That's another option. That it's just trapped in time by Fuli. If someone destroys the item, would it create a paradox since it will always exist? So if someone stops the black tide, wouldn't the black tide always exist, but it's not, so it's glitched? That is also a possibility. There are so many different ways this could go for this being a bit of a closed time loop situation where the same things, the people are different. It's different people over time, but the events stay the same. We are always going to have titans. We are always going to have flame chasers. We are always going to have people taking on the titan course to become demigods. We are always going to have the black tide stretching over the world, destroying everything. This is always going to happen, whether that is because it's a computer simulation, whether it is because it is fully trapping everything in time and memory, whether it is because it is a time paradox thing. You know? If it's a prison, who's being held captive? Well, if it is fully holding it captive, I think the memory itself. I think the memory of the story of what happened is being kept. It's being frozen. It's being replayed over and over and over again with new players to keep the story alive, to keep the memory of the story alive. If that is the case. If it is fully freezing it, I think that would probably be why. When the player actions also be a paradox, especially because their memories are also locked in the loop, so technically no one can move on and everything can at the same time. Yes, but that's part of the thing. That's part of what I'm saying. It isn't that everything is looping. It's that the situations are looping. So if it was a time loop where it's the same people over and over and over again forever, us showing up would put a wrench into that. However, if it's just the situation, if it's just the flame chase journey is constantly looping around like a cycle, like what you just saying, yes, like a cycle loop, where it's the situation that is looping, where it's the titans rise, the titans remake the world, the titans start to lose power, the black tide comes in, the flame chase journey begins, the flame chase journey ends wherever it ends with all the old titans destroyed and the demigods have taken on the cores. The demigods turn into the new titans. They remake the world after the black tide has destroyed everything, so they remake the world. And then they start to lose their power, and the black tide comes back, and the new people have to take up the flame chase journey, and the cycle continues. It's just a situation over and over again. If that is the case, us showing up didn't break anything, because we didn't stop the cycle by showing up. We are contributing to it, because now we have been helping the flame chase journey. We have been helping to take down the old titans, get the cores, bring them back, do the ceremony. We are now part of that cycle because we have taken on Orynyx's flame core. I think we're putting some stuff together. I think it is a cycle. I think it is a cycle, and I think that the Flame Reaver is trying to break that cycle through force. I think he's trying to break it through force by taking the core flames and not letting people have them. Because if they can't get them, they can't become demigods, they can't become titans, the cycle is broken. Is it a crude method? Absolutely. But it's a method. It's something. And if all you have is a hammer, if all you have is a big frickin' sword, every problem is a nail. That's all you got to go for. And if you are perhaps a person who has been trapped in the cycle for who knows how long, who has been trapped in some sort of time dilation potentially for who knows how long, you're gonna get desperate. We don't know how long the Flame Reaver has been trying to do this shit. And if it is Finon, we don't know what happens to Finon to get him to that point. Now, I will say, I am pretty much sure that it is Finon who is the Flame Reaver because he knew Mighty's weakness. So, based on that, if I am right, because this part I do not have any evidence for, I'm going solely on vibes, but my gut is telling me, my vibe checker is telling me that what happened to Finon's whole hometown happened a long time ago comparatively, compared to everything else that's going on. I don't know why. I cannot, for the life of me, figure out why I feel this way, but I have felt this way for a while, that what he described happening to his hometown feels like it happened a really long time ago, and it is entirely possible to me. It is entirely possible to me that if I am right about this being a cycle that must be continued forever and ever, whether that is because this is a simulation, keeping an eye on it, trying to see how to break it, or if it's a time thing where it's just stuck going forever and ever because Fooly wants to keep it going to keep the memory alive or to see what happens, or however the time Titan stuff works, it just keeps going forever and ever and no one can stop it. It would make sense to me that, one, the Black Tide would be part of it. It looks too techy, it looks too out of place to not be part of whatever that overarching thing is. It looks way too out of left field to not be related to whatever the hell is going on. So what if, hear me out. Is Maya overcooking again? Probably. Hear me out. Hear me out. What if the Black Tide can take you through time to different parts of the cycle? What if when you get swallowed by the Black Tide, you have a chance, not a guarantee, probably a very low chance in the first place, probably not something that most people could do, but if you're a chosen, if you're someone who has the Titan blood like Finon, maybe you have the power to pop back out of there and hey, now you're here. So it was supposed to be a nexus, but a broken nexus. That's what I'm thinking. So here is my theory. On what's going on. And I will be the first to admit I might be completely off. We may get another patch or two, and I will immediately look like Boo Boo the Fool. That is entirely possible. But here's my theory of what happened. Way back in the day, long time ago, Finon was a child. Finon lived in Elysium, or whatever it's called. Elysian Fields. It's something like that. I'm gonna call it Elysium. I'm just gonna call it Elysium because that's easier for my brain. But he lived there, and there was a lady who also lived there. Hearing Flame Chase so many times in a row, thinking we're playing Honkai Impact. Well, this is still a Honkai game, so. So, little kiddo Finon is living in Elysium with the pink-haired lady that he talks about sometimes, that we see in his flashbacks sometimes. And she is one of the chosen. She is one of the chosen people to become a demigod, to take on a core flame and become a demigod. And the Black Tide hits. And Finon's a little kid. He can't protect anybody. And something that he's clearly said bugs him, but he can't protect anybody. And in the process of trying to anyway, he gets swallowed up by the Black Tide. Now, that pink-haired lady, little side branch on this little theory of mine, that pink-haired lady gets split into Mem, our little mascot friends, and March 7th in an attempt to escape the cycle. She splits herself. Part of Mem stays with the Titans. The rest of her goes out. Gets stuck in the 6th phase dice, gets picked up, doesn't remember anything. So she's gone. She's just gone. Now, when this happened, this could be part of when the cycle started. For all I know, this could have happened way back when the cycle first started. But part of my theory is that pink-haired lady's name is Nemesine, or she is based on Nemesine as a concept because Greek myth is so big here. Pretty sure she's related to Nemesine. But regardless of if this is after the very first loop or this is the very first go-round, Phynon gets swallowed up by the Black Tide and he gets spit out way later. At least one cycle later, probably more. Because we don't know how many cycles it's been. That's the thing. And knowing Star Rail, it's going to be a lot of them for extra fucked upness. So let's just say that it was a lot of cycles later. God only knows how many cycles later. Phynon gets spit out of the Black Tide. He's over at a different part of Amphorius. He's over at the main hub city. He gets picked up and he gets raised. And he's like, my home, Elysium, was destroyed. And everyone goes, yeah, everyone's home is destroyed by the Black Tide right now. It sucks. And he goes, wow, I guess it just happened. I guess it just now happened. Because here's the thing. We're meeting people from all sorts of places. We met a ton of people from Kremnos. We met a bunch of people from other places as well. They've name-dropped tons of different places that have been destroyed by the Black Tide. Phynon is the only one that mentions Elysium. So I think that the pink-haired lady with him sacrificed herself and split herself into Mem and March in order to either potentially kick off the cycle, to give someone a shot of stopping the end of the world, that if we just keep doing this enough times, someone eventually will figure out how to stop it and everything will be okay. Or it's an unintended side effect of her splitting. It creates a cycle. Either way, Phynon gets swallowed up by the Black Tide, spit out, God only knows how much later. Hello, Son of Sun. Hello, lovely to meet you. Welcome in. This is the Maya Overcooks portion of the stream. I've gotten out the cork board and I am Pepe Sylviaing all over the place. Could the Black Tide also be a new god or religion? I don't think so. I think the Black Tide is the wipe. The Black Tide is... what's a good way to phrase it? So you know how in some games, if you have a zone that is very long and loops back on itself, in some games when you get to the edge to go to where it loops back around, there's a black screen. There's a loading screen. I think the Black Tide is the loading screen. I think the Black Tide is what happens when it's time for a new loop to start. I think that's what that is. I think. So Phynon gets spit out. Now we are continuing onwards. The flame chase is happening. Tribios has gotten her revelation, has been split into 3. However, nobody knows that this is not the first go-round. Because everyone who isn't a Titan dies in the wipe. Everyone who isn't a demigod dies in the wipe, dies to the Black Tide. We only have the Titans left because when the wipe happens, all of the core flames have been taken on by demigods. So all of the old Titans have been taken out, and the new demigods have to step up and become the new Titans. I think that's what's happening. So it's gamer of all kinds. Hello, would you watch a Honkai anime if it became a thing? Absolutely. I would also watch a Genshin anime. I would be interested in both. English is not my native language, but I will try to understand as much as I can. That's okay, Son of Sun. I am just as confused as you, and these are my theories. Don't you worry. So my theory is that Amphorius is in a cycle loop. Whether that is because it is a computer program or because of Fooly, I don't know. Do you have a crush on any character in this game? Not a crush, but I am a big fan of characters. Like, Firefly is my waifu. Aventurine is my emotional support twink. That's just a theory. A game theory. Yes. My theory is that Amphorius has been stuck in a cycle loop for God only knows how long. For way too long. So long that it is probably due to a god. It is probably due to Fooly in some way. Or it is due to some erudition fuckery. Everyone needs an emotional support twink. True. And that cycle loop is the Titans rise, the Titans create the world and the people in it. The Titans begin to lose power, and the Black Tide gains power. As the Black Tide spreads, the flame chase journey begins, and the people that were created start to take the core flames from the Titans and start to take on the role of those Titans. The Titans eventually are killed off through the flame chase journey, and all core flames are possessed by new people. The Black Tide wipes the world like a delete button, resets it back to zero. The demigods evolve into Titans. They rise up as the new Titans. They rebuild the world after the Black Tide. They slowly start to lose their power. The Black Tide rises back up. People have to embark on the flame chase journey, take out the old Titans, take on the core flames. The Black Tide wipes everything out. The people with the core flames become the new Titans, and so on and so on and so on. Forever. Phynon is, I think, an outlier. I think Phynon is one of, if not the first people to get swallowed by the Black Tide and spit out in another cycle, having survived. Phynon, I think, gets his core flame, realizes what the loop is, and decides to choose for himself to do it differently. And he has a big sword, and he has big destructive power, and no one is going to listen to him because no one listened before. And I think that he, in the as the Flame Reaver, I think that he is using the Black Tide's wiping and constancy to go back to previous loops. And I think he's going back to this loop in particular because this is the loop that he knows. This is the loop with the people he loves. This is the loop that he wants to save. Can't do anything about the previous loops. Can't do anything about the more recent loops. He wants to save the people he loves from this loop. So he's keeping coming back, trying to save the core flames, trying to yoink them and destroy them or just hang on to them or whatever. Potentially killing people if he has to, so they are not trapped as gods, unable to live their lives trapped in this cycle. What I'm saying is Phynon is Homura Akemi from Madoka Magica. But this is just my theory. This is just my theory. I could be proven wrong tomorrow, and if I am, that's okay, because this is an interesting story. Feel comfortable atmosphere. Streamer is very cute and nice. Thank you, Soon. I hope you are going to enjoy your time here. You are, of course, welcome, and I'm glad you feel welcome. I'm very glad. I'm sorry you can't. Thank you for the follow. I'm sorry you came in while I was in the middle of losing my mind publicly. You look like someone who controls the stars. Thank you, gamer. I am a star mama. I am a star. I used to live in space. And then I said, I want to hang out with people. So I came down to here, and I got myself a human body, and now I'm playing video games. You also remind me of Luna from My Little Pony. I will take that as a compliment because her design was banger. Her design was great. I can see that. Okay, so I'm not so far gone on the cooking that it makes absolutely no sense. So he's an anchoring guy. He's anchoring himself to a fixed point, so he is becoming his own paradox. I think so. I think the black tide is corrosion caused by a thing held captive in Amphorius, which is a loop. Remember, Fuli is involved. They're always there when there's a super big world-changing event, like Swarm Disaster and Golden Gear. See, I think Orynyx referred to someone as mother. Not Mem specifically, but a person relating to Mem. A person who could say, give Mem to the Trailblazer is mother. And I think that is the person I am personally referring to as Nemesine that would have split into Mem and March 7th. Again, this is just part of my weird-ass theory. And then referred to someone else's father, and when Orynyx talked about father, Fuli showed up. So I think Fuli is the father, quote-unquote, of Orynyx, or at least the person that they are viewing as a father figure. So it is entirely possible that Fuli cut a deal with this Nemesine person. If my theory is correct and this person split themselves to try and protect things, and it also goes into my idea that that was the start of all the loops, that this person cut a deal with Fuli to keep everything in a loop for as long as it takes for someone to figure it out. For someone to figure out how to fix things, how to let everyone survive, how to permanently stop the black tide. I think. I need to actually make a cork board thing for this because it's a lot. I think that's I think that's just where we are at in my brain. When I hear a joke, do you think Gordon Ramsay likes his wrestlers raw? No, I don't think he likes that because he calls people donkeys for serving things raw, but that is a fantastic joke. That is such a good joke, gamer. Fantastic. 10 out of 10. What if no one decides to become a Titan and just decides to end the cycle? That's what I think the Flame Reaver is trying to do. If no one can get the Core Flames, no one can become a Titan. If they can't take on the Core Flame challenge, they can't become a Titan because they can't merge with the Core Flame. So if they can't even get the Core Flame, they can't do anything else. But no one is going to just agree to not do the thing that they're being told by the gods is going to save the world. No one's going to just agree to not do it. So if you can't convince people, which we don't know if the Flame Reaver has been looping himself back through this part of the cycle over and over again to try to convince people and just has failed. We don't know. It's possible he tried, and it's possible it didn't work. And it's possible he saw his friends turn into concepts and not get to be themselves anymore and then die out completely uncared for. It's possible that he finally just said, okay, we're going to brute force it then. We don't know. It'll probably get revealed if this is the case. It'll probably be one of those like really dark, look at this suffering you had no idea was happening in the background things. Thoughts on Black Swan? I think she's neat. I like her design a lot. She's cool. Very confusing, but cool. Confusing in terms of who she is as a person. Which is on purpose. She's a memo keeper. She's not supposed to make sense. If that's the case, he can't stop the Black Tide. If he left artifacts for people to find in the beginning of the start of time or the events at the beginning of the game to gain enough power to challenge the Black Tide or become Super God, that's true. It's one of those things. Again, this is why I made the comparison to Homura from Madoka Magica. In continuing to loop back and back and back and back, trying to find a way to stop it, they are in fact continuing it and making it worse, whether they realize it or not. So I think think that might be what's going on there. Should we make Maya watch Skibbity Toilet cringe? Gamer, I have avoided the Skibbity Toilet for this long. I have to be strong. Open Pandora's box. That's probably going to be part of it. Yep. Discussing the mechanics of time travel is always a fun rabbit hole, but can get pretty deep. That's why I'm saying I need to make like an actual like diagram to explain what I'm trying to say on this one. It's hard to explain. It's hard to explain without a diagram. You know what? You know what? Fuck it. Fuck it. My bet is what's being held captive, if it is real, is related to the third path. Finality, equilibrium, or maybe destruction again. Ooh, maybe. Yeah, you know what? You know what? I'm opening paint. I'm opening paint. Hang on. Hang on. Where is it? Can you see it? No? What the hell? Come on, it's a window cap. Oh, this is dumb. This is dumb. So here, we're gonna do it like this. We're gonna do it like this. Ready? Ready? We're gonna do it like this. Okay. Maya be cooking. Pull out the chart. We're making the chart. We are making the chart right the fuck now, okay? We're doing this right now. I'm about to lose my mind live on stream. Congratulations, you're here for it. So, I'm just gonna... Okay, that's fine. That's whatever. I can resize it. So, here is what I think is going on. First, we have the starting point. Right? We have the starting point. Here, we have baby Finon. And we have the pink lady. They are in Elysium. I can write so good with this fucking mouse. So we have that starting point. Something fucking bad happens. Something bad happens. Right? This is where the world is going to end. World end. However, from there, we go to the split. Pink. Whip. Let's do that a little closer. Pink lady splits into Mem and March 7th. This is really hard to write with a mouse. However, the other thing that happens there, baby Finon gets swallowed by the black tide. I'm gonna add the word by there. Baby Finon gets swallowed by the black tide. This creates the loop. I'm gonna switch to green for this. This creates what I am calling the loop. So this shit needs to get a lot bigger very quickly. This is what creates the loop. Sure, I'll keep it like that because it keeps layering over itself. This split creates the loop. The loop is made of certain points. We'll call this spot here the start. So we start with world destroyed. From the world's destruction, we get the rise of the Titans. The Titans, sure, I'll put it right there. Why not? That's a really shitty looking circle, whatever. From the Titans coming up, we get them creating the world. Oh no, what are we saying about me?
Maya talking about a gotcha game.
Correct. Correct. So then the world is created by the Titans. World gets created by the Titans. Then the Titans lose power. Then the Titans start losing their power. It starts to wear off. Whatever power they have starts to wear off a little bit. Then the black tide starts to rise back up. Because the black tide starts to rise up, the flame chase journey begins. Flame chase journey begins. Because the flame chase journey begins, old Titans killed. The old Titans are put down. Time to go to bed, Grandpa. They're done. And then demigods are created through the core flames. Right? The core flames turn people into demigods. And then, when that happens, we loop right back around. We go right back here to the world being destroyed. At that time, the world is destroyed by the black tide, and the demigods become new Titans. That's right there. So, to go over the cycle, the world is destroyed by the black tide. The Titans rise up and they create the new world. Then the Titans start to lose their power and the black tide starts coming back. Because the black tide comes back, the flame chase begins. The old Titans are killed. The demigods are created using the core flames. Once all of the old Titans are dead, we have all of the demigods. The demigods become the new Titans using the power of the core flames that they have taken over, and the world is destroyed in the end by the black tide. Now that the world has been destroyed, these new Titans down here rise up, become the new Titans, create a new world. They slowly lose their power. The black tide comes back, and the cycle just continues forever and ever. Right? Right? Black tide could have always existed. It was just dispersed as energy, since energy can't be destroyed, so it's just coming back at the end like a collective mass, and everyone's feeding on the energy, so it might be getting worse because everyone is feeding on the essence in the loop. That is what I think. Yes. Now, we have to worry about the fallout from this shit that happened earlier. This shit happened earlier when the pink lady split and the world got destroyed and the cycle started. Which, I'm going to say, when she split, it was through a deal with Fuli. I think she split into Mem and March 7th through a deal with Fuli, which then locked everything into a loop so that one day someone could figure out how to get out of it. Then we go to our hero of the hour, Finon. We are now going to Finon. I'm going to zoom out so I can... We have a lot to get through still. So Finon pops out somewhere around here-ish. Finon yoinks out. Phainon pops out of black tide. So Phainon pops out of the black tide. It is the middle of the flame chase. We have no idea how many cycles we have gone through at this point. It could be 1, it could be 1,000. We have no idea. But he pops out at the flame chase. He goes, my hometown was destroyed by the black tide. And everyone goes, yeah, kids, same. Same for all of us. Phainon has special powers. Phainon is considered a member of the flame chase. Phainon joins the flame chase. He meets everybody. He meets everyone. So Phainon joins flame chase and makes friends. Yay, friendship, yay! Except no, it doesn't work out for him because it's an anime where everything sucks. Because by joining the flame chase, Phainon sees everyone become titans. And Phainon also becomes a titan.
The inner machinations of my mind are an enigma.
No, I'm trying to make them less of an enigma. I'm trying to explain. I'm trying to make it make sense somehow. So because of these two things, Phainon becomes desperate and he wants to save everyone. So Phainon uses whatever Titan power he gets and fucking time travels through the cycle using the cycle. Using the cycle, Phainon. I need to redo that. Why? There we go. Phainon time travels using the cycle. Now, the way that he might do this, in my thought, using the black tide. Because remember, part of this theory is that when he was a little kid, he got swallowed up by the black tide, got tossed into the blender cycle for a while, and got popped right back out. So he figures out, as a Titan, how to do that on purpose. Because no one knows, not a single fucking person knows, seemingly, unless I missed something, what Phainon's special power is. Every single one of the people that are part of the flame chase who have the golden blood of the Titans have a special power. Everyone. Aglaia has her understanding of people and her threads, right? Tribios had the gift of prophecy already from the jump. Anaxa had whatever the fuck he has going on that's allowing him to merge with a Titan. Mighty can't die. No one knows what Phainon's special power is. He's just a guy who happens to have the prerequisite. So what? Mighty has condensed masculinity, true. So what if this is actually Phainon's special power? What if being able to utilize the black tide is Phainon's special power? So he, as a Titan, because we know that when you get your Titan powers, when you become a demigod, when you become the demigod of your chosen core flame, and when I say chosen, I don't mean the person has chosen the core flame, I mean the core flame has chosen the person. Phynon tried to get the strife core flame, and it didn't choose him, it chose Mighty. So the core flame chooses you ahead of time. The Titan knows who can be their replacement. So this power has something to do with the Titan he is supposed to be. So because of that, he is able to figure out how to make use of the black tide and travel to previous cycles, travel from cycle to cycle using the black tide. His special power is toxic fart gas. It's not fart gas! It is corruption and decay. So, because he's traveling using the cycle, he wants to save his friends. He made friends. He made so many friends in the flame chase. He wants to save his friends. Because in seeing everyone becoming titans, because in seeing all of his friends become titans, he sees them die. He sees them be used by the people that they create. He sees that happen. So sees them die, and he sees that it doesn't matter. He sees the cycle. I'm gonna redo that C. That looks like an E. He sees his friends die, and he sees the cycle. I'm actually gonna undo this from them to friends. Whoop, nope. Paintbrush. Where's my paintbrush? There we go. So he sees his friends die. He sees that it's a cycle. So he time travels using the cycle. He wants to go back and save his friends. So he does. He tries to save them. He tries to stop the cycle. So many frickin' times we have no idea. And eventually, Phynon gives up on talking. He's not going to be able to convince them. He's seen this happen over and over and over again, and it does nothing. Nothing can make it stop. It is a cycle without end. He can't convince anyone to stop doing the flame chase. He can't convince anyone to find another way. So he gives up on talking. He gets his sword. And he becomes the Flame Reaver. He becomes the Flame Reaver. Now, because I need to zoom out again so I can make this bigger again forever, because I started writing really big because it's easier to write super big when you're writing with a mouse. Now, because he has become the Flame Reaver, because he has had so many frickin' loops, a few things change about his process. First, people can be sacrificed. He's okay with fighting his friends if he has to. They won't listen. And the cycle needs to end. And you know what? If they die before they become demigods, then at least they don't have to suffer through the creation, through being used, through being hunted. They don't have to suffer. They can just be done. They can just rest. So, fuck it. People can now be sacrificed. If that is what it takes, people can be sacrificed. another thing happens. The Flame Reaver takes the core crystals, the core flames. If they can't get them, then they can't resonate. The challenge cannot be fulfilled. They cannot be demigods. So, he continues. He keeps doing loop after 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 loop, trying this, and it's not fucking working. But then, here, actually, you know what? Let me change that, because he's fully committed to this shit. He's gonna do it forever. So it's loop after 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 loop. Oops, we're right back where we started. It's an infinity of loops, and somewhere in that something different happens. We show up. That's different. That's new. But we continue the flame chase. I'm going to redo that because that looked like ass. It all does, but it looked extra like ass. So we became part of the problem. So now the Flame Reaver has to fight us too. So we fight the Flame Reaver. And at some point, we're going to figure out, as we have on every other planet, we're going to figure it out. We're going to figure it out for what's going on. And that leads us to find how to break the cycle, like we have everywhere else we've gone, because everywhere we go, whether we realize it or not, we are breaking cycles. We show up in Herta at the Herta space station. We break the cycle of her collecting these things and studying them and leaving them to just gather dust and rot, because we become one of them and walk out. We go to Belobog and we break the cycle of control the Stellaron has over things there by capturing it, by stopping the cycle that's happening there of people being oppressed, of people being frozen in place. We break that cycle of stasis, and now things are changing there. We go to the Lofu. We are quite literally stopping abundance there. We are stopping the cycle of abundance rising back up and having to be killed by the hunt, and everyone dies in the process. And then abundance pops up and then gets killed by the hunt and people die in the process. We break that cycle by not letting the abundance take over. We go to Penacony. The cycle is people go in the dream and they stay in the dream forever, and they don't get to live their lives. We force everyone out of that cycle, force everyone out of that kind of stasis. So we have the stasis of being a literal museum piece. We have the stasis of ice and control. We have the stasis of abundance. The stasis of abundance, where things grow and don't do anything outside of that. It grows and it doesn't die. You can't end. It doesn't change, truly. So we ended that stasis on the Lofu. In Penacony, we ended the stasis of the dream, because think about what Sunday was trying to make. He was trying to make an eternal paradise where no problems ever happen and nothing ever changes. That is a form of stasis. So we break the stasis there, and now we're here where the stasis is in fact the cycle. The thing that doesn't change is the cycle. And just like everywhere else, we're going to figure out how to fuck it up. We are going to break it. And in the process, a few things are going to happen. One, March is going to get her memory back. She's probably going to stay with us. She is probably going to stay with us. Part of her getting her memory back is going to be her growing again. She isn't going to be that person from all the way back here. Wow, I was writing really small and zoomed in before, and then I just kept zooming out and having a problem because of it and writing bigger and bigger. Whoopsies. But she's not going to be the pink lady from Elysium. She is her own person, just with the memories of what created the cycle that we are stuck in the first place. So I think that's almost certainly going to happen. We're going to have Mem. The two of them are going to like high five or whatever, and that's going to give March her memories back. They're both going to know what's going on. The second thing that's going to happen, Amphorius is going to join the galaxy as a whole. I don't know in what capacity that will be. If it is a computer simulation, people are going to be made aware of it, that it exists. If it is a cycle caused by Fuli and then Fuli keeping it sequestered so no one can get to it, us finally finding a way to break the cycle will fulfill the pact that the pink lady that I'm calling Nemesine made with Fuli, and everyone is released and allowed to leave. In some way, I'm betting Amphorius will be allowed to join the galaxy. 3. The Flame Reaver is going to die. He is going to be dead. It is likely, in my opinion, it is likely going to be a sacrifice of himself, where he gives him his life as the Flame Reaver to protect everyone else and break the cycle properly. I think that's going to be a big important part of it, because if I am correct about his identity, that is going to be a big moment, and we are going to want to work with him probably. We're going to want to take the weight off of him and do the thing and break the cycle ourselves. So he is going, that version of Phynon is going to die. And it's just going to be gone. And it'll probably be due to self-sacrifice. And 4, the Titans will be gone forever. Because without this cycle, without the cycle that we have here, right? Without this going on, there's no reason for the Titans to rise if the world is not destroyed. If we have broken the cycle, the world is no longer going to be destroyed, then the Titans don't need to rise. So because of that, because we're breaking the cycle, the Titans will not need to rise. No one will need to become demigods and take on core flames. Therefore, there will be... Oh, wow, yeah, I started writing really big. Holy shit. There will be no reason for the Titans to exist. So those are my theories, and those are my predictions. Can bring this back in now. Those are my theories and predictions for what is causing the current situation, what is going on in the current situation.
Great. I think I got it. But just in case, tell me the whole thing again.
I made a chart so I don't have to. I'm going to post this in the Discord. I'm going to post this shit in the Discord. Wow, no, I really started. I was zoomed out a lot more at the end here than I was at the beginning. Holy. So, because of this, because of my theories, this is what I think will be how Amphorius ends here at the end here. So I'm going to put this in the Discord after stream, and you can make fun of my shit-ass mouse handwriting if you want to, and how absolutely fucking insane I am. But that is my theory for what is going on. I love you too. I know. So that's my theory for what's happening in Star Rail. I hope you enjoyed my TED Talk. I will be referencing this going forward. The mouse handwriting's better than my normal handwriting. It is about the same as my normal handwriting. I got some shit-ass chicken scratch. My signature is just a scribble. I was gonna go into medicine when I was younger, and my mom used to tease me by saying, Maya, I know you want to be a doctor one day, but that doesn't mean you gotta write like one. So that is my theory. That is what I think is happening. I don't know if I'm right. We will find out. But if I end up being right, I want to get some fucking kudos for that if I end up being right. Please share and save your theory for posterity. I will. I'm going to put it in the Discord. Don't worry. Also for memes, yeah, for memes. So you guys can make fun of me if I end up being wrong. Absolutely. Absolutely. So we'll see what happens. I have faith in the writers. But if I cooked, I'm going to be very pleased with myself. I'm gonna be very pleased with myself if I'm right. You know what? I'll clip that. I'll clip that whole thing and upload it to YouTube separately later. If you end up being right, I'll ship you licorice. What kind? Because if it's the black kind, that's a punishment. I do not like black licorice. I just like red licorice because I'm a baby.
Finally. So, I don't get to ask the Titan my question, but all of you make for a pleasant surprise, nonetheless.
All of you?
Very well then.
Various types. Okay, that's fair. That's fair. I'll try them on stream. Various types of red shades. Oh?
Did I still fail to make it in time? Huh?
Huh is right.
So, I'm back here again.
Oh, back in the space between.
This is... I can hear it. I hear it from the depths of the tides, behind the closed doors of the void world. A voice ready to tell me something.
Oh man, they're gonna change the lore last minute. Oh man. See, that would actually kind of piss me off. That is something that has been happening, at least, you know, in the last few years. Something that people have talked about in show business, in movie production, in TV show production especially, where it's like, oh no, people are figuring it out through their theories. They're figuring out what it actually is. We now have to change everything so that it's still a surprise. And no, you don't. No, you don't. If someone reading or watching your story can piece together what's going to happen, that just means you're good at writing. And let me tell you why, because that's a little bit of a hot take, I fear. The reason why that means you're good at writing is because you're good at foreshadowing. It means that you are very good at laying the pieces, at laying the breadcrumbs, that what ends up happening makes logical sense. You don't need to change it because people figured out the game. It just means you made a good game. Just means that you set things up in a way that progresses naturally in such a way that people can say, oh fuck, I know what's going to happen. That is not a bad thing in my opinion. If your story can be quote unquote ruined by someone guessing the next thing, it's a bad story or at least bad writing. That I don't know, because I feel like it being ruined is subjective. If I wrote a story and I wanted the end to be a massive surprise twist reveal, and I showed it to you guys, and you figure out what that big surprise twist reveal is going to be, I might think that that ruined the story, because I wanted it to be a big surprise twist. But to you guys, it would be good writing, because that means I set things up properly. It means I set things up well. Let me rephrase. Got it. Take your time. Absolutely. or people are actually interested in the story. Exactly. I can only be so verbose in chat. No, I understand. I am losing my mind over here, Mystic. Don't you worry. I get you. I got you. I got you. I got you. I got you. Don't even worry about it. Don't even worry about it. Don't even worry about it. But yeah, I don't like the trend, and I don't know if it's still an issue, because I remember it getting very publicized that this was happening around the time that Game of Thrones, the TV show, ended, where I believe it was Game of Thrones, the TV show. I could be misremembering it, but some big showrunner, show writer, whatever, said people started figuring things out and we needed it to be a surprise, so we changed things last second. And that isn't good. That is not... If the twist is that important to you, that takes priority over proper setup and proper foreshadowing, then that is not good. Yes, it was Game of Thrones. Okay, that's what I thought. The whole spoiler culture thing stifles good ideas because people are too afraid of knowing the twist ahead of time, and it makes people not see, read, or play your story. You want to know a fun fact about me as a person? I knew the twist of The Sixth Sense years before I ever saw the movie. Years before. And when I sat down to watch it, I did so with friends who heard that I had not seen it and went, oh my God, we have to watch it right now. And I watched it knowing the twist going in. And yes, it did change my interpretation of the movie and how I interacted with it. However, it did not make it less enjoyable to watch. It just meant that I could see it in a different way, and that is a good twist. In my opinion, that is a good twist that can be figured out ahead of time, that can be known ahead of time. And it doesn't ruin anything because you're not sitting there going, I don't want to be bothered watching this. I already know what's going to happen. Instead, you're sitting there going, oh man, I wonder how we get there. How does that twist, how does this information that I already know change the meaning of the things that lead up to it? It's why I haven't gotten ridiculously upset about every so often coming across spoilers on like Twitter or wherever for Final Fantasy XIV. We are doing our best to keep me as unspoiled as possible as I play through the game as a Sprout, which I super appreciate. That definitely makes things hit harder. However, there are some things that I did already know. There were some things that I did already know. For example, I'm spoiler warning for anyone who has not beat Final Fantasy XIV Shadowbringers specifically. I'm going to give a spoiler for Shadowbringers specifically. This is your chance to mute me and turn off the captions and shit for a little bit. This is your warning. This is your only warning. I knew before I started Shadowbringers that the Crystal Exarch was G'raha Tia. I knew. I just knew. Because I was on Twitter and I've liked art made by people who like G'raha Tia, and I saw people talking about the Crystal Exarch being like, LOL, it's G'raha. LOL, look at what G'raha was doing trying to be slick. LOL, it's so funny he was trying to trick us. LOL, it must have been killing him not to tell us who he was. And I knew. And while I was playing through the beginning, I got to Crystal Exarch showing up and went, oh, that's G'raha. Because I already knew. It had been spoiled for me. And some people went, oh, no, it's not. Give it a bit. See who it is. It's not G'raha. Don't worry about it. Don't think about it. And I'm sitting there just like, no, that's G'raha. That is 1000% G'raha Tia. 1000% it is him. I know this. This isn't a theory that I'm crafting. It has been confirmed to me many, many, many times over. That's G'raha Tia. I know this. And it didn't make me enjoy his character less. Like, just like what Mystic said, it's the worst kept secret in the game. Just like Teeny's saying, it's using the same model. He just has a hood on so you can't see his ears or his tail. It's the same dude. We know this. We knew this. Everyone knew. And that didn't make the experience worse. It just meant that instead of going, wow, I wonder what this guy's deal is, I was going, wow, I wonder why Graha Tia is doing this. Because I remember him being a shit-ass college student. I remember him being a pain in the ass, dragging me along as a hired muscle for his PhD project. I'm new playing Final Fantasy and all the characters and models look the same to me. That's fair. That's perfectly fair. Teeny's just obsessed with him. Cared more about his thesis than you. True. True. It's okay. He gets better about that. He just swings the pendulum all the way to the other side and now he's obsessed. But then he cared. Yeah. Yeah. I'm level 23 playing Conjurer since my friends need a healer. No, Dark Knight. Dark Knight, I'm sorry I spoiled you. But like everyone is saying, it's a poorly kept secret in the game itself. Play the Crystal Tower raids, by the way, when you get access to those. Play the Crystal Tower raids. They are necessary. Play the Crystal Tower raids. They're good, I will say. They're very fun. But it's stuff like that. I learn things like that. I've said this before. I don't know if I've said it. They needed the college credits. Exactly. I don't know if I've said this before publicly on stream, but I have definitely said it to my friends before, where certain things I don't really care if I get spoiled. You know, like who this big character actually is, things of that nature, where it's not necessarily a detriment that I know. Some spoilers, yeah, I'm gonna be pissed about it, because why are you going out of your way to spoil things? Why are you doing that? That sucks. That's a sucky thing to do. That's a really mean thing to do. But there are some things where I learn information in a vacuum. I don't know how we get there. I don't know what it causes. And I'm excited because I know things now. And what does that mean for everything else? What is that going to do? How is that going to change how I look at this story? That sort of thing I'm cool with. Like, if you're going to tell me, so the story goes that this thing happened, and then that caused this, and then this guy did this thing, and then this guy, woo, big reveal, and then this thing happened because of that. Yeah, I'm going to be mad at you. I'm going to be mad. And if you decide to go out of your way to jump and go, hey, Maya, did you know? Big spoiler, blah, 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 blah. I'm going to be mad at you. Because that's a shitty thing to do. That's not a nice thing to do. That's a mean thing to do to people. Don't do that. Don't ever do that. Don't do it. It's not cool. But if I come across information on my own, if I come across something on my own time, and I have a realization about it, I want to see how we get there. I want to see how we got there. I know going into Shadowbringers that the Crystal Exarch is Graha Tia, but I don't know why. I don't know how he got here. I don't know what's going on to cause that, what effect this is going to have, and that sort of thing. So that's my stance on that. Anyway, TLDR, if you think your story will be ruined because somebody figured out what your big reveal is at the end, that is understandable because you're banking on that big reveal and that big reaction. But you can also think of it as you are such a good writer that you made a plot that makes coherent sense to the point that someone is able to figure out where it goes. And now they're excited to see what happens. I always let people come to their own conclusions, and then when they do, it's fun to discuss. Exactly. That's fun. That's fun to me. Anyway, Anaxa's in the void. And I've been yabbing for too long. You can backtrack the points to make a line. Exactly. And if you can backtrack the points to make a line, and based on that line, you can see where the line is going, that's not a bad thing. That is not inherently a bad thing. It just means that the line makes sense. means you have an intelligent audience and you should celebrate instead of decry that. Exactly. You have an intelligent audience who are able to who are able to look at your intelligent creation and understand it. They were able to get it. They were able to say, oh, A plus B equals C. And that does not mean that you need to go, no, it doesn't. It makes G, in fact. Haha, aren't you stupid? No, because that's not satisfying. How the hell did we get all the way to G? We skipped over so many letters to get there. Just let it flow. If people figure it out, that isn't automatically bad. That's it. You can see the bomb coming. That won't change the boom it makes on the story. Exactly. It's like I believe Mystic mentioned it earlier. Let me scroll up. Yeah, Hitchcockian school of thought that says knowing the twist changes the story from a mystery into a suspense. Exactly. And suspenses are also good. It's the Hitchcockian idea of the bomb under the table. The characters in the story don't know that there's a bomb under the table, but you, the viewer, do. And you don't know when it's gonna go off. Or if it's gonna go off. Or if someone's gonna find it, but you know the bomb is there. Knowing that the bomb is there does not mean that the director is stupid for putting a bomb there. It does not mean the director is stupid for showing you the bomb. It means that you know something. It's just dramatic irony. So fucking happy they're not the only one who knows about the table thing. It's such a good example. It's such a good example. But where is D? Exactly. Exactly. If you decide to scribble out the C and make it a G, you're just getting rid of all the other letters in between there, and it isn't going to make sense, and people are going to get mad at you because it doesn't make sense. And they're like, what the hell, man? What are you doing? It means you're telling a story that people are invested in enough to dig deeper. Exactly, Kage. That is exactly what I'm saying. Yes. Anyway, I have yapped enough. Just like a Naruto, yeah, I saw what you were saying about Kishimoto Teeny. And that's a lot for Tina to say it, because Teeny is a Naruto fan. I'm not going to say that with my voice, because then someone's going to take it out of context and get mad at me. But yeah. Anyway. I will make a clip with my weird-ass theory, as well as share my weird-ass chart in the Discord and stuff. And, yeah. Knowing what's going to happen later on in a story just means that you are invested. Generally. Sometimes. I mean, there are, of course, outliers. There are, of course, outliers where it's just like, oh yeah, I can tell what's going to happen because this is so overly simple, or because this is so heavily tropified, or things like that. And that's where maybe you can mess with it a little bit. Maybe use expectations against people a little bit. But again, that doesn't necessarily make it bad, you know? Like think of it this way. People read enemies to lovers stories. In the name of the trope, it tells you what's gonna happen. It tells you where it's gonna end. So everyone opening a story marketed as enemies to lovers knows what they're there for. They know that ending is coming. It's still incredibly popular for a reason. People still love that shit. It's not bad. It's not a bad thing, you know?
This time, the voice is a lot clearer than before.
I know, Anaxa, I'm sorry. I've been talking so much. This always happens when I play Star Rail. What the fuck is wrong with me? Hi, Nias.
Since we've come this far, let's just wait.
Hi, Calypso Circes.
Lord Nias and Miss Calypso, are you both here to visit Chaos too?
Hi, Casteress. Hello there, Miss Casteress. You're giving me time to catch up. I appreciate it. No problem, Mystic. Piss me off. How do you not know how to write a female character? If that's the case, write out the character first and leave the gender out and then put it in. See, that is a good idea, in my opinion. But dude, that's fucking Casterus. That's baby short-haired Casterus. This is Casterus' previous incarnation. I'm calling it.
Yes. And we've been waiting for quite some time now.
Oh wait, hold up, hold up. Remember what Casterus has kept telling us about why she wants to find Thanatos? She wants to find Thanatos, the current Titan of Death, but that Titan took something from her, and she has an intense connection to it. And this person who, based on these two, because we already know that Nias is the Strife Titan, we already know that Calypso is Circe's. So what if this person who becomes Thanatos split themselves the way Nemesine, the Pink Lady, split herself, and sent Casterus out into the world, stuck with the powers of Thanatos, but not the mind. The physical body was sent back out. The mind hid. And that's why no one can find Thanatos, because Thanatos doesn't have a physical body, because it's just a leftover remnant of this person. Oh, if I'm right.
Regrettably, he hasn't answered us. The worst case scenario is that he's already been overwhelmed and crushed by the world-bearing burden.
You're overthinking, Lord Nias. I can still sense Chaos' soul in the area. And besides, we both know Chaos' nature.
A deliverer!
Like him wouldn't fall so
Deliverer!
readily, much less give up on all that he holds dear.
Like
Isn't that
Finon.
so?
Like Finon. Won't give up on what he holds dear. Won't fall so readily. Guys, and world-bearing would probably have a connection to, if we're recreating the world with the help of Kefali, it would make a certain amount of sense that the Black Tide has some relation that, guys, I understand that I am probably cherry-picking to hell and confirmation biasing myself, but it's possible. My theory is possible.
Yes, I have faith in him.
Pick. Cherries roll, they do. They're one of my favorite fruits.
That reminds me. Why are you making this trip alone,
Policy. Guys, Policia, Casterus. It's a play on Castor and Pollux. It's a play on the fucking twins. Guys, I think I'm right. I think I'm right about the Casterus part about this. I think I'm right about the Casterus part, that she split herself and part of her became the dragon. The part that knows what's going on became the dragon. It became the dragon Pollux. And that's why no one can find Thanatos, because Thanatos is a dragon hanging out in fucking subspace between worlds or some shit, because for him to come out, Casterus has to cut a line in the fabric of reality. So Policia split into Pollux the dragon and Casterus the person, sent Casterus out. Pollux stayed behind to carry out duties or hide or whatever the hell. Guys, I'm losing it. Maya, cook, I am cooking. You know that thing, that clip of the guy cooking the fried rice in a wok that's like the size of him? I am that right now.
Oh, my sister needs more time to make sure the flowers are fine.
Such a pity. Both of you have hearts kinder than anyone else. Yet you are born only to take over Thanatos' divinity.
Unless the thing that Thanatos took was in fact Polixia, and Casterus was the twin left behind and doesn't remember Polixia because she became the Titan. Because she can't die. Oh, that's also a possibility. Oh man, oh no.
Everything that I see and hear this time has left me shaken to the core. What may seem like a mundane conversation,
Shrimp fried rice. I am shrimp. It's sitting a little bit, so
exchange
a shrimp
that
did in
has
fact
revealed
fry
the ultimate
my own
answer
brain.
to Circe's question. The conjecture has taken shape and must now be solidified into a theorem. Next, I only need to seek verification from Kefali. By doing so, I can answer Cersei's question and reclaim my body. But no,
because more
I
than
will
likely,
not
when
do
people
that.
become titans,
That
they
isn't
lose
important.
their mortal memories, so as to not interrupt with the fact that they now have a job to do as a titan. If they were a person, if they still had their person memories, that could get in the way. But then also, if people have person memories of the people that they were before becoming titans, that would also get in the way. So you gotta sever that. So part of the world wipe that the Black Tide does also wipes memories of the previous cycle, which is why people think that the start of the cycle is actually when the world was created in the first place. It isn't. That's just the last wipe, and all memories of that cycle were wiped with it.
Because another one of my conjectures, one that I have always dreamed of proving, has been proved right this very instant. Fusing a mortal soul with that of a titan
To replace said titan. That's what I was saying!
is not a ludicrous idea.
That's what I was
after all.
saying! Oh my god. Oh my god, I was in fact cooking.
What are you thinking about?
Just amazed at how this towering tree is Cersei's divine body. It's a majestic sight.
Is that so? You don't look the slightest bit amazed, though. Plus, you seem to be strangely familiar with the city around the great tree.
Oh, we were here. Merely something from the past that I won't go into. Oh, talking about being MBBB.
Events of the past, huh? I was also a child when I looked up at Cersei's. Their leaves and branches reflected the sparkling stars. And their trunk was like a pillar that supported the sky and ground.
Bitch, I can part the seas. Yeah.
I stood at this very spot back then, imagining the day when I could climb to the top of
Seraph
this
of
tree. Because I would be the
tell me if
closest I can be to the sky
tell me
at
if
that
I
spot.
screwed up your name. I'm sorry. Welcome in. Thank you very much for the follow. It is lovely to meet you. How are you doing? You are here just in time for me to actually play the game after ranting about my personal theory for what is going on in Amphorius for an exorbitant amount of time. I'm so excited to turn it into a YouTube video clip thing and have everyone make fun of me. You're a sky priest, yet you study at a place that is home to the Reason Titan. That's rather counterintuitive. Feel validated? I do! I feel so validated.
Don't read too much into it. I mean, can mortals even hope to reach Aquala's realm? They're a strict and draconian god. Nothing like Cersei's.
Oh.
Reason is willing to share what is theirs with others, but Sky
That
only
would...
expects people to revere them.
That would also explain why they're still ancient Greek, why they don't have a whole lot of technological advancement. Because they keep getting wiped. The memory, the information, the knowledge cannot be passed on because every single cycle reset, every memory and all the information from the previous cycle is wiped out. They can't learn and build on it because it's wiped out every time.
You get what I'm saying, right, Denny? After all, the titan that imprisoned you and Grey here in Amphorius is none other than Aquila themselves.
Yes, I didn't count on provoking the ire of a local god. Except cell phones, those are always a priority, it seems. True.
But there
Accurate.
will always be people who dream of soaring towards the sky. The Grove has a wealth of research on Aquila, and that is exactly what we are here for. It's just... I never thought Grey would meet with something like that before we set off. As a physician, I should have been there by his side.
His? I guess they only recorded one take, or not one take, one version of the line. It happens. Bad luck tends to come in streaks, so don't beat yourself up over it. Besides, Aglaia needs you here to uncover the truth behind what happened to the Grove. Let's just make the most out of this trip and keep a lookout for any documents related to the Death Titan. They could be useful to her.
Yeah, there's no rest for the weary, huh? In any case, what we're looking for could be anywhere in this enormous grove. Let's split up to cover more ground. Danny, with your skills, I'm sure those monsters born of the Black Tide will pose no threat to you anyway.
What about you? Will you be alright on your own?
Have you forgotten that you're talking to the chief physician of the Twilight Courtyard? Have more faith in me. I'll be just fine.
The silence here is near deafening. With the vast amount of knowledge it holds, this academy is akin to a labyrinth of information. Even the cleverest of scholars would easily lose their way here. I should gather my thoughts before heading in. How to leave Amphorius? In the myths, Aquila, the titan who reigns over the domain of the skies, is a colossal bird that overlooks the world beneath them with 100 eyes. As long as they continue to soar above the clouds, the people of Amphorius will remain trapped on the ground. Hyacinth's forebears were priests who worshipped Aquila. Nobody is more familiar with the taboos of the Sky Titan than her. Seeing how Aglaia has sent her here as a guide, it's possible that she plans to have Hyacinth take on a trial in the future. It's the antivirus program! Yeah! In Amphorius, titans are a common topic of discussion. People create myths that, in turn, conceive titans. It's a tricky task to keep an objective view when among the people of Amphorius. Is there a way to step out of the situation and look at it from a different perspective? Titans and Aeons. Titans and Aeons are two distinct classes of beings. Titans can communicate with us humans, and it is not impossible for us to overpower them. Upon their demise, we can even take over their divinity. In this regard, Titans can be said to be a lot more similar to humans than Aeons are. Chrysos heirs are humans who possess heroic qualities, with most of them demonstrating extraordinary combat prowess and strength. Upon clearing a core flame trial, a Chrysos heir can even ascend to a demigod and inherit a Titan's divinity. Wait, something about that feels off. Is this a selection process of some sort? That fits with my theory! That fits with it! Guided by the prophecy, the heroes are on a quest to reclaim core flames and usher in the Era Nova. Their efforts seem to have seen gratifying results to date. As I expected, the prophecy is the hardest to make any sense of, but with barely any information to go on, no matter how much I ruminate on it, it won't yield any results. I should leave this for another time. I should probably turn my attention to something else. Nobody could have ever imagined that Maya's life would be forfeited the moment we landed on Amphorius. I should have done more to keep her safe, but it's not too late. We still have a fighting chance. The unique rules that govern life and death on Amphorius might just work in our favor and save her. The Grove is a veritable library of knowledge. Maybe they'll have records on a similar case? Please let there be one. Tribby can see the code. Tribby can communicate. To a degree, yeah. The clock is ticking. I should search for clues as I move. Speaking of Tribby, hi, it's Tribby. I know we're playing as Don Hung, but I have a good party here. So, and Don Hung isn't really built. Let's see, we gotta go over there. Gotta go over here. Yeah, Tribby can see the code, and Mighty has God mode turned on. Mighty has the Konami code turned on. He didn't know it at the time, but when he was being held over the Sea of Souls, his dad pressed the Konami code into his ankle. Remember when Aglaia asked her if the prophecy had changed in Tribby Vision, there were all those infinity symbols floating around. That's right, so she can just see the code of whatever this is. You're right. You are absolutely correct. Okay. Let's see what we got here. Black monsters are twisted in form, and their life has turned to ash together with their souls. It's impossible to figure out their form when they were still alive. These are the remains of a black tide monster. It does look different from the Titankin from up close. What's that underneath it? A scroll? A recorded debate between Venerationist and New Sporus scholars. Most of it is illegible, leaving only fragments of dialogue. Venerationist. We all recall that state that dared touch the sky, but what were they really? Just blind masses manipulated by ambitious politicians who dared to challenge the Titan's authority. A completely meaningless attempt, an absolute mistake. New Sporus. Huh. You Venerationists have bowed to the Titans for so long you've forgotten a scholar's true purpose. Making a mistake does not mean the act was meaningless, even though students new to the Grove understand this from basic logic lessons. An entire city-state reduced to ashes proved the skyship's construction was a mistake. To me, that's precisely the meaning they achieved through sacrifice. Venerationist. Am I hearing this right? Such a statement. Are you converting to Venerationism? New Sporus. No, I'm simply examining the matter from another perspective. As I expected, the Grove doesn't forbid discussions about the sky. It's a debate between two scholars about the sky ships. Aglaya also made mention of the ships when she interrogated us. A memory I'd rather forget. I'll hold on to this for now. With any luck, this journey won't leave us empty-handed. Okay. Let's see here. What? What? Oh my goodness, hello! Hello! What in the world? That was a sound I did not expect. Hello. The bath battle scene was just a bit from the fanfiction folder on the C drive. Correct. Absolutely correct. What in the world was that? Am I as silly? What happened? What happened there? What was that? That noise means something. I think I missed it. Hello, Stocky! Thank you for the hugs. Throne alert. Wait, throne alert? What the hell did you guys do? What did you do? What did you do? Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness, Stocky! Stocky, thank you so much for the dice! Stocky has sent me dice. Stocky has sent me D&D dice with a dice tray. Thank you, Stocky. Thank you so much. That's so kind of you. I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate it quite a bit. Based indeed. My goodness. I need to remember what that sound means. The thing went by so quick that I totally missed it. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. Oop, there we go. I have chat viewable. Okay. Hello, pink girl. You're not Harmony. That's Hyacinth. Why? Just gonna redeem this for the earlier yap. Get some money out of today. Thank you, Dark Knight. I appreciate the channel points.
Really now? This is way more trouble than I could have asked for.
Imagine you are quite literally cornered by horrible monsters beyond comprehension, and you just put your hands on your hips like, really? Need a hand?
Or you could sit back and watch.
I would love a Hyacinth demo. Can't tell if you're serious or not, but being hard to read isn't without its perks, I suppose.
I'm kidding, Danny. Lend me a hand, pretty please. All right, now
Alice
let's
coded
get
for real. All right, it's time to murder. I'm gonna put the speed up back on though. It could be the group Fifth Harmony.
Nice like a good brew.
I don't have anything against the musical group Fifth Harmony. Their music was fun. It was fun and it was cute. Nothing wrong with fun and cute. Blast them.
That's all you got?
Dragon time.
Embrace
Time
a
to
new
summon the
life.
person that might be what's left of your sister.
Underestimated?
Dead. This place is practically in ruins. What happened? There shouldn't be this many monsters here.
The Black Tide is remarkably quick to detect the light of Amphorius. So or rather, the blessings of the Sky Priest in me, might have unknowingly called them to me. Anyway,
Oops.
never mind that for now. Here, you might want to have a look at this. I found it around here and thought it might be of interest to you.
Ooh, another debate. Holy shit, that's a sentence. Yup. That reminds me, did you see or watch the cast video I posted in the Discord earlier? Let me see if I remember. Let me see. No, I forgot to. I will watch it later, though. I apologize for forgetting. A debate record between two scholars. Most are illegible, leaving only fragments of dialogue. Oh god. Euthyphro, I think Euthyphro. I'm just gonna use that. Well then, enlighten me. What exactly do you mean by examining from another perspective? Oh, this is the new Sporus guy. Oopsie daisy, I just summoned demons. Yeah. Simple, you see. When we stand normally, the sky is above. When we stand on our heads, it's below our feet. Euthyphro. Euthyphro. Fro. Blah, blah, blah. I didn't even want to know what kind of situation inspired you to make such exalted theories. I posted pictures in the D&D channel. Hell yeah, I'm going to look at them. Not right this second, but I'm going to look at them. By the way, I have a student who loves to write satirical comedies and once wrote about a fool who could not figure out a question no matter what. As I said, there's no reasoning with you venerationists. You're like Dromuses, huge, yet always gazing downward at the earth, while I want to be the wasp that stings the Dromus. What if that state tyrant's defeat simply proved that among all paths to Aquila, the skyship was the wrong one? Yeah, that's Anaxa! That's Anaxa, all right. Anaxagoras, you impious blasphemer, mark my words. You will eventually answer for your sacrilege. I doubt your students, or that young teaching assistant girl, have any idea what secret research you're truly conducting. Who's the teaching assistant girl? Is that his sister, or is that potentially Casterus? Because he said before that Casterus will likely side with him, because they're close in some way. The pictures of dice I own, not all of them, but the shiniest treasures. The goblin horde is being revealed. I'm excited. I love seeing people's dice. You can learn so much about a person from the dice that they use. Wasn't Hyacinth his assistant? Oh, that's a good question. Maybe. Actually, yeah, now I don't remember. You might be right. Anaxagoras. He's a scholar who fused himself with the core flame of reason.
This is new. I didn't know Professor Anaxa was researching the sky. He's never mentioned anything about it.
Finon said Anaxa might be opposed to the Flame Chase journey.
Might is an understatement. Anaxa has never been one to venerate the gods, nor has he ever found it within himself to put any faith in the prophecy. People have come to think of him as a
Hi,
heretic,
Sahili. How are you?
even in a place as liberal as the Grove. Yet, it is also this very blasphemer that Circe's favors. Fate sure works in mysterious ways.
Yeah, because if you're going to figure out what the fuck is actually going on, you're gonna have to blaspheme against the current system. Maya's reaction then will be this. Oh, I don't doubt that for a minute. I love dice. Dice are pretty. Very tired? Hey, same. Me too, Sahili. I picked up a scroll on my way here, too. Looks like it may be related to the one you're holding.
Oh? Let me have a look.
Aw, putting them together.
By the looks of them, these scrolls are records of two conversations that took place in the same setting. One
Big yawn.
after the other.
Need the math rocks. They make the clicky-clacky sound. They do. There's still much I don't know about the Grove. Do you mind if I ask you a few questions?
Sure.
go ahead.
Who are the Venerationists?
The Grove of Epiphany is home to 7 schools of thought. While all 7 schools are founded on the ideologies of Thalesis, the first scholar, each is unique in its own way. Among them, the Venerationists revere and worship the Titans the most. As the sage of the Venerationists, Euthyphro has
Euthyphro, so I was saying it right. Nice. Crystal! It's Crystal Heart Raid! Hello and welcome in, Raiders! Crystal Heart, how was your stream? Did you have a good stream? Did you have a good time? What were you guys up to? Right now I'm a cleaning post for my cat. I'm so sorry, but also I'm jealous. Welcome in, Starling VA. I love those cute little bunnies. Very, very cute. Here, let me get a shout out for you. I'm gonna race Teeny. Let's see if I can do it. Let's see if I can be faster than Teeny for once in my life. Hey! Everybody make sure to check out Crystal Heart. She is an absolute sweetie pie. Welcome in to any of you Raiders who do not know me. I am Mama Maya, your mama from the stars. I used to live in space and now I came down here to hang out with all of you, and I am so happy you're here. Starling, thank you very much for the follow. And holy shit, we have another raid. We have a Kieran raid. Hello, Kieran. Hello, Mocha. How are you guys? How are you? Here, I need to shout out Kieran too. Absolutely. Hello, my friends. How are we doing? How's it going, everybody? Y'all missed some shit. Y'all missed a long period of me ranting about my theories for what's going on in this game right now. You came in after that ended. I'm gonna turn it into a YouTube video later, so don't worry. If you want to hear me actively lose my mind while making a fucking chart, it will happen. I just noticed that most of the Amphorius characters have more normal pupils than compared to other characters' designs. Yeah, a lot of them. It's weird. Oh no, it's Wolfpack Tactics. But Kieran, Crystal, I hope that you both had a fantastic stream. I hope you had a great night. If you gotta go to like get water or food or rest or whatever, I totally understand. I will take good care of your chats. I'll take good care of your communities. Thank you so much for sharing them with me. And if anybody, I know I just did my intro, but if anybody from Kieran's neck of the woods does not know me, I am Mama Maya, your mama from the stars. I used to live in space, and then I came down here to hang out with all of you. I'm happy you're here. It's nice to meet you. I'm your mom now. If you want. Only if you want. Yay! Yay! But it is super fun to meet you guys. If you feel like sharing, I'd love to hear what you all were up to. Meanwhile, I'm going to continue this plot because I spent a lot of time not doing that and just talking.
If we were to place the 7 sages on the scales of Talanton, Anaxa and Euthyphro would be placed on opposite sides to achieve balance.
Oof. A very illustrative explanation. Thank you. Was it? She's just like me for real. I would love to be just like Crystal Heart. Crystal Heart is fantastic. Was it a mistake to build the skyships?
Nearly everyone in Amphorius has heard the story of the skyships by now. Aquila's stature is loftier than the heavens, and their divine retribution is merciless.
We were playing Infinity Nikki. Ooh. How are you doing with the glitches? Have you gotten got? Have you gotten got by the glitches? I hope not. Are you often did plot in Nikki? Heck yeah. How where are you in the plot? Because I'm doing the bubble season stuff right now. And yes, Starling, this is Honkai Star Rail. Correct. Sadly, we do not get to pick outfits, but we do get to pick people and throw money at them. I got quite a few, just not today. Understandable. Yapping is important. Yapping is an important part of the stream ecosystem.
That's why it's no use building giant skyfaring ships. Oh, but I do wonder if a supercharged
I just finished the Wishful Arosa outfit. Oh, that is so cool. I love the Wishful Rosa outfit. It's so pretty. Oh my god, the little cage at the bottom of the skirt in the front, the clock on the chest, the bird cage platform shoes. God, the Wishful Rosa outfit is so pretty. I love that thing. Hi, Miso! Hello, hello. Passing by before work to say have a great rest of the stream and good luck, Mother. Thanks, Miso. I already screwed up my luck, and I also spent a crap ton of time yelling about my theory about what's going on in the plot. So it's being a time. It's good to see you, Miso. I freaking love that dress. It's a good dress. It's a good outfit. That was a joke, right? I know nothing about the plot. Understandable. What is Anaxa's field of study?
These forests primarily study the application of alchemy in soul repair.
I love the cage and the dress so much. Me too. I am a sucker for that kind of thing.
Everyone considers Anaxa a blasphemer, but that has never stopped him from sharing his ideas, no matter how taboo. If you must say that he's hiding something,
I'm all excited to see my friends. I'm
it's
kicking my little
likely
feet,
what
so if my
lies
model
beneath
is
his eye
bouncing around,
patch.
that's why. I don't have any more questions.
Anaxa often says that every failure brings us one step closer to the truth.
That was a very cute attempt to sound like him.
Perhaps, to him, the crash of the sky ship carries a different interpretation. The firmament is not impenetrable. On the contrary, it was precisely because the sky ship represented the first step toward breaking free from the shackles of the earth that it provoked the wrath of the Sky Titan and brought divine punishment upon itself.
She loves the dress, but she loves the cozy knitted looks just as much. No, that's fair. Everything in Infinity Nikki is pretty. It's impossible to pick just one option.
It's a shame that the majority of the Grove's research on Aquila was headed by the Venerationists, with sacrificial rituals making up a predominant part of their findings. Discourse about more esoteric subject matters in relation to Aquila dwindled even further after the skyship incident. So much so that even this scroll is completely new to me.
Don't worry about it. We'll just collect everything we can find on the Titans for now. There's something else that's caught my attention, though. This says that Anaxa is conducting secret experiments of some sort.
That's what I'd like to know.
Okay, so she was the
What
TA they were
are
talking
these
about.
experiments
Okay.
he's involved in?
Mystic was right. She
Even
was the
I, the
TA.
assistant lecturer, know next to nothing about them. I have a bad feeling about this. Could there be more to what happened at the Grove?
Entirely possible. Now she just needs those Nikki outfit looks in 14. Yeah! Why do I ship Dan Heng and Hyacine? I don't know. Me personally, I don't. But I'd love to hear your reasoning as to why you do, because I think that's an interesting way to look at the characters.
Library of Philia, a place where the Grove stores its collection of tomes. Other than books written by the 7 schools, you can also find philosophical texts, ballads, and religious writings from the Outlands here. Cities that desire to learn from the Grove were apparently expected to contribute knowledge of equal value to what they saw.
No, it's just like Candlekeep in Dungeons and Dragons.
We've had more than our fair share of hilarious episodes over the years. For instance, it's said that the Erythrocheramists once borrowed a manuscript from a certain author, but ended up returning a copy instead of the original.
New character has a
What's
sight.
more,
Yeah, she
the
does.
original manuscript
She's
was
related to Thanatos,
supposedly
the
then
god
hidden
of death.
here.
Something about their attitude and moods together fit. You know what? I can get that. I can see that, Luna. I can see that. That doesn't seem like a nice thing to do.
Nice? No need to hold yourself back, Danny. You can just tell it like it is. Their behavior was no different from bandits.
Well, if you don't mind. Did the Grove ever rob Castrum Kremnos?
Whew. You've got me there. Some said you couldn't even find a dictionary in Castrum Kremnos, so I guess they were spared. There are too many books in the Library of Philia. Flipping through them all will take too long. Why don't we use the Biblioslate to search for the texts we need? We can bring them back to Akama for reading after that.
Okay. Agreed. This place isn't safe. We should leave as soon as we're done. There are still several more scrolls strewn all over the place. I'll gather them while you pull up those texts. This way nothing will be overlooked. Alright, let's start looking for shit. Gimme. A Capra scholar. Discovery that many mythical beasts renowned for their longevity actually reside in areas with poorly managed birth and death records for such creatures. An observation of real plants within the grove imitating the growth patterns of nearby white dryads. Permission to research. Investigating the feasibility of placing flying birds into rocket tubes to guide the direction of the rocket's flight. What the fuck? Rise of tenacity. Hopefully it helps him survive the black tide. These are complaint letters about Anaxagoras. Oh no. And he didn't even bother to read them. This is about Anaxa? I should read this. Hi, Yassine. You should come have a look too.
Ugh, it's so dusty in here. Whoa. Are these all complaints about him?
Yep.
I can already see what they must have written. Anaxa has no respect for the gods. His very existence undermines order in our society. They're probably all things like that.
Does Anaxa hold that much influence?
Why else would they call him the Great Performer? When Anaxa established his school of thought, the first thing he apparently did was read his own work to everyone.
I really think Ratio would do well here, honestly.
Are the Titans truly an accurate reflection of what humans think gods should be? Worlds created by gods are indubitably perfect, but what of Amphorius? Only foolishness and insensitivity everywhere you turn.
An uncanny impersonation. What happened after?
They marched him straight to the seat of judgment before he could finish.
Oh, okay.
So what he took on in the end was more of a debate than an actual trial. He had to address every one of the scholar's allegations, or face expulsion from the grove.
Well, fuck.
The first allegation was... Do you agree that since the Titans created the heavens and earth, so the mountains, rivers, and seas must likewise be their creations?
Am I supposed to put myself in Anaxa's shoes and answer that? Sure. So in the myths, the seas, the skies, and the earth are all beyond a shadow of a doubt creations of the Titans.
Anaxa would have probably been spared a lot of trouble if he had answered this way.
Shit.
Instead, he quoted past instances of the Flame Chase journey and posited that humans have the potential to take over the divinity of Titans.
Which is part of my theory. I'm being so validated today.
Needless to say, his critics didn't take kindly to his answer, so they followed up with a second allegation. You claim to be studying souls, yet you are, in fact, defiling them and committing acts condemned by the gods. Do you admit it?
That's a serious allegation. Did he really do
Anaxa
that?
always wears an eye patch, never removing it, even when alone. Some say he used one of his eyes as an alchemical ingredient.
Which we know he did because of that flashback.
Every being in the world owes their safekeeping to Kifili, and this is even more so for the Chrysos heirs who have divine blood coursing through them. If he has really done something of that nature, then it'd indeed be sacrilegious. Thankfully, they had no way to prove it, so it amounted to nothing more than an allegation in the end. One by one, Anaxa engaged in wars of words against those who would challenge him. Toward the end, a scholar asked him, Anaxagoras, have you any respect for the gods? It was only after a brief silence that he answered, I have never denied that Titans are meant to be noble constructs.
What he didn't say, that the Titans are not noble, rings louder in this case.
Yes. I'm not sure how that controversy was eventually resolved. But what's for certain, at least, is that Anaxa was allowed to stay in the grove where he continued his research, despite being regarded as a heretic. By the way, this stack of complaint letters has reminded me of a place in the grove. We may find clues there that aren't on the teleslate. I'm talking about Anaxa's alchemy lab, hidden between the cornerstones.
Ooh! Given the Grove's meticulous approach to archiving, could there really be such an oversight right under their noses?
It's a well-kept secret. Among the 7 sages, excluding the nominal chief sage, each has a private sanctuary where they can conduct research undisturbed in their free time.
Ooh!
Even the administrators of the Library of Freya are restricted from accessing those places and documenting the sage's research. But with the grove in this state, I'm sure Anaxa won't be mad even if we sneak into the lab for a short while. Right?
I think she's just curious, but let's do it. Alright, where are we going? This way. We're going this way. Gurgle. Bug! Catch the bug. Hey buddy, check out this cool thing. I love you, little water bug. You're adorable. Up we go. Whee! Let me off, let me off, let me off, let me off. Yay, we got it. And now we are fast. We are so very fast.
This is the place, but where
Bug?
is everything?
Doesn't look quite right there.
Materials for alchemical experiments, matrix diagrams, and even the seal to the lab. They're all gone. Did the black tide destroy it all?
Excuse me. No wonder we didn't see any defense mechanisms along the way. Have you ever been here before?
No, not even close. Not only are alchemy experiments high-risk activities, but Professor Anaxa also has a penchant for using bizarre materials. Students often saw him walk in looking right as rain, but come out covered in soot with his hair singed. Naturally, no one dared to come near this place.
That's fair.
Huh? That bookshelf over there seems to be the only thing still intact.
Oh boy. Well... Oh no, the bug is there. Huh. Luna was exactly right. It just looks weird like that. Very strange, very strange. Well, we got it at least. We got the bugaboo. These are the materials requested by Anaxagoras. Documents from various fields have been compiled in one place, including Titan creations, the universality of the soul, alchemy doctrine, and so on. Most of the materials look to be within the research domain of the New Sporus school of thought. However, a document titled A Study on the Chrysos Heir's Background is mixed within. The Holy Maiden of Yanisopolis, Tribi, Trian, and Triton, descendants of the Holy Maiden from the Temple of the Three Fates. Goldweaver Aglaya of Okma, from the Nestia priestly family. The Prince of Castrum Kremnos, Hyacinth of the Twilight Courtyard. All of their ancestry have varying degrees of connection to the divine titans or their divine authorities. Does the golden blood come from the heritage of priest families or royal bloodlines? Anaxagoras, I myself show no such connection. Kefali the creator, what criteria did they use to create the golden blood to shape the Chrysos heirs? Yet Castorus, the servant of death from Idonia, her lineage is neither Titan priest nor demigod, but she has walked the earth for at least a millennium with the power to grant death to humans. Where did this power come from? Another text speaks of the dragon legends of Styxia. The alchemical extraction of soul ripped from dragon corpses is intriguing. Dragons appear to be the Titans' creations. Perhaps there's a way to reverse the process, using alchemy to refuse human souls with Titan creations, increasing the purity and divinity of golden blood toward the absolute. This theory must be tested, experiments to be arranged. Uh-oh, he did human experimentation.
What's going on? Anaxa
That's not good.
is conducting research on our friends in Alchema and... me?
This journal contains several intriguing points. From the Abyss of Fate to Castrum Kremnos, I've seen many a Titan creation during my time in Amphorius. Life forms created by Usurces can also be found in the Grove. But fusing them with human souls through alchemical means? I can't even begin to imagine. Anaxa seems to hold special interest in the divinity coursing through the Chrysos Heir's veins, and has even conducted a thorough investigation into the heroes' backgrounds.
It wouldn't have been so strange if he had focused only on Cassie, given her own curiosity about her origins. Plus,
What?
considering that the Noose Forest
It is
has
big brain time!
omnipotent medicines capable of curing diseases, it also makes sense that he would conduct research on immortal Chrysos heirs. But now, it seems Anaxa's objective was never to create medicine, but to identify the origin of the golden blood and figure out its inner workings.
We all make mistakes in the heat of passion, Jimbo. Through alchemy, Anaxa aims to refine the golden blood of the Chrysos heirs to a degree of purity equal to divinity. Do you have Tangia PTSD? Look, the thing is, my little thingy that I'm using to keep track of chat, it'll say that the bits have been used before the Tangia pops up. So I will see that pop up in the corner of my eye and go, oh god, am I about to get jump scared? This must be what he means by close to true purity, but treating both Titan creations and the human body as materials to be used in alchemy experiments? That's rather extreme. So yes! Maybe a little.
Danny, look at this. I have a bad feeling about this.
Oh, the previous approach has flaws. Oh, stretchies! Thank you, Stocky! Thank you, Stocky. And Mystic, you can't say shit about that. You've jump scared me too. And thank you for the hydrate, Stocky. I appreciate it. The previous approach has flaws. Fusing human souls with Titan creations does not purify golden blood. Even pure Titan creations are contaminants to the Chrysos Heir's golden blood. Soul fusion between humans and creations merely repairs impurities of the soul or maintains a connection to dying souls. While creation myths tell us that Chrysos heirs and other creations were all made by Titans, their nature differs fundamentally. The Titans' creations are no intermediate products of an alchemical process, and the Chrysos heirs are closer to the Titans than the creations. In other words, I should not have considered Titan creations equal to Chrysos heirs. The hypothesis I should focus on is one pointed towards the Titans themselves. Such rare chances to study Titans demand a meticulous selection of research subjects. Living Titans prove impossible to restrain, and dead Titans offer no insights worth pursuing. But dying Titans, they are the perfect research subjects. Only by understanding the fundamentals of creation can we ensure perfection at the moment of everything's birth. Through my own hands, I will melt a Titan and reach the true essence of the soul. She missed May the 4th to say that. I know, I'm sorry. It's cute when I do it. Okay.
Biggest fear. It's come true. After going through his notes, I think I can piece it all together now.
Uh-oh.
Anaxa was carrying out experiments on soul transmutation.
Yup. He's doing a bit of Full Metal Alchemist. Do you mean he's trying to reconstruct human souls alchemically?
Yes, this is what he was secretly conducting research on. Something he had to keep hidden from others. Compared to his public speeches, this is the real blasphemy.
That's my story and I'm sticking to it. Fair enough. Understandable.
Oh, I just thought of something.
What's wrong?
Do you remember when the Black Tide was approaching? The Grove had planned to send Cersei's core flame to a safe place. But an accident happened along the way, and Anaxa lost his life in the process.
But Circes took over his body and resurrected him, which led to the situation we're in now.
That's right. But what if Professor Anaxa's fusion with the core flame of reason wasn't an accident?
Oh. What do you mean?
Put yourself in his shoes. Knowing that the black tide was closing in and your time was running out, what would you have done?
That's bad. That's bad. At least he didn't turn his daughter into a dog. Yeah. And put my theories to the test, no matter the cost.
Exactly. When the black tide came, the true reason Anaxa headed to the luminary throne was to transmute and fuse himself with the Titan's core flame.
Shit. Did he succeed?
No. Judging from how he reacted after the event, the results came as a surprise. Maybe he failed to consider the possibility that Circes would make a similar decision. The manuscripts detailing all the alchemical formulae have been taken away. His research is still ongoing.
And that is what he is doing right now at Kefala. Could he have taken them for other purposes?
Like what? There's only one Titan left in the world now. No. No way.
To conceive an entity of perfection, one must first understand the principles of creation. If Anaxa is an Akama now, then that means...
He's after Kefali.
Yup. Yup.
Sir, this sky above us, it's not real, is it?
Oh.
Of course not. This is just an image from a projection device used for educational purposes. A simple trick.
Remember, testing your weird science on yourself has a 66% chance turning you into Spider-Man or Batman villain. True.
The day-night cycle has been lost to this world. So that students like you may still learn about the night sky, astronomers have harnessed the Titan's miraculous power to manipulate the light, projecting the nights of the past here for you.
And the day-night cycle being lost, where it is always daytime in Akama, might relate back to that whole caged thing, where it's just the cycle going over and over and over and over again. That might have something to do with it.
Much like how the sky above the holy city is also illuminated by Kefali's dawn device.
Oh hey, and Empedocles, another IRL Greek person. Yeah.
So, the skies of Akama are fake too.
You mustn't conclude that, Anaxa. You should know that only a child would expose a trick and be proud of it.
Oop. Clicked out of the window by
Often
mistake.
people know more than they let on. They simply choose to feign ignorance because they have no other choice.
Then they're just deluding themselves. People believe in Kefali's tale of Genesis, accepting wholesale whatever the priests preach. But we're different. We've already walked out of the firelit cave of ignorance.
Reminds me of the Labyrinthos dome roof. It's so pretty in there.
We have already realized that we live in a world where Titans make the rules. Even when we look at the sky, we're only seeing what they allow us to see. Rather than gazing at this mockery of a night sky fabricated by them for the rest of my life, why shouldn't I be the one to take control of the projection device instead?
So much time has passed since you sowed the seeds of doubt in my heart, child. Many a night, I find myself penning down all my theories and wild ideas, only to burn them to ashes when I open my eyes in the day.
Why? Because we'll face death by burning if word gets out?
As a sage of the Venerationists, my soul has already become inextricably linked to the great tree. Every word I say and every move I make is certain to influence every leaf, every branch, even the tree itself. But above all else, my days are numbered. Instinctively, I have my doubts about the golden blood and the human soul, yet I have no means of verifying them. The golden blood in my veins is woefully thin, and I am loath to waste what little time I have left obsessing over a hypothesis that cannot even be proven in the first place.
Understandable.
But I can, sir. I can do it for us. The time is right.
Welcome back, Cheese.
Give me all that I need, and I shall accomplish this grand feat on your behalf.
Oh, I'm sorry work has been bad. I did not get Anaxa, but I did spend a very long time yapping about a theory that I have for what's going on in the plot. I will be sharing it, don't you worry.
You're right. I shall do just that. In the next meeting of the sages, I will spare no efforts fighting for the rights you deserve. Go. Establish your own school of thought. Find out what we are. Become the one who conquers the ultimate truths of the world.
Child of humanity. You didn't go to such lengths for an audience with Kefali.
Oh boy, here we
Just
go.
ask him a few questions, did you?
So, you figured it out. If I were as foolish as a Dromus, perhaps I'd throw myself down and prostrate before their greatness, begging for the gods' prophetic wisdom. Well, sorry to
Establish your
disappoint,
own school of
but I'm no Dromus. Alas, I am a human.
thought school is important.
Standing tall on 2 feet, possessing both intellect and pride.
Before such power, does it make any difference whether you're a human or a Dromus?
I'm sure you're familiar with the story of the Styxians.
Oh.
When the raging waves threatened to swallow them, they didn't just give up and become sitting ducks. No. They constructed a dam that kept the roaring tide at bay, chaining down the mad Fagusa.
Oh, Cheese, that sucks. I'm so sorry, buddy.
They call me a blasphemer, Xerxes. But that
The
doesn't
river
mean I
Styx?
deny the
Yeah,
existence of gods.
seems that way. In the
It's
country
just-
of Styxia.
As I see it, Titans are simply a force that mankind has
He's
yet
10
to
toes
find a way
down,
to tame.
standing on business for sure.
Oh? If power that rivals the Titans is what you crave, why not conform to the prophecy and brave the trial?
Why stop at harnessing the power of the Titans when I can do so much more? The source of life is what I wish to grasp, to understand what makes up the soul, and to learn what we really are. Thanks to you, I've had the chance to personally verify, in more ways than one, that the soul indeed ceases to exist in death. But where there is death, there is life. And where there is an end, there must also be a beginning.
They, for some reason, thought it was a-okay to let our clients in while trying to repair the entire system. Oh, that's evil. That's not a thing you can do.
How then is a soul born? That was the only unknown variable left in my calculations.
And by the sound of it, you have already formed a conjecture.
Plot-wise, what I miss? Anaxa has done a lot of human-based alchemical experiments, and it's not good.
No, I have already drawn a conclusion. In my journey unto death just now, I finally saw the answer with my own eyes.
Professor Anaxa,
Oh. Hello?
I'm here.
Hey,
Her life
Casteress.
hangs by a thread. I must ask you to refrain from taking any unnecessary steps.
Of course. I'll bring this to a conclusive end, and give you the answer you so desire. However, in accordance with the principle of equivalent exchange, I must also demand from you what I need.
Uh-oh.
As you wish.
Don't you care to know what the price might be?
It's a matter of uncovering the truth about the Death Titan
The fuck?
Her survival.
Oh, that's the teleport thing. Okay. It's just like, what the hell is that? How did I miss that? Oh, it's behind my head on the stream. Shit, never mind.
Life.
Actually, wait, hang on.
There is no need for me to think twice.
Oh, Casterus, she's such a good girl. Now here, let me show you what I'm talking about. Let me show you what I'm talking about. That right there. That thing right there. That thing. I thought it was something different and something I hadn't seen before, but no. Would Mama enjoy an FMK idea? Sure. Why not?
I see. In that case...
Indulge me. Am I correct to say that you intend to prove Thanatos' whereabouts and prove the nature of our existence now?
Before I begin, I must confess I had been stuck in a cognitive trap all this time.
Dear God, this guy is as much of a professional yapper as I am.
As unrelated as these two propositions may seem at first glance, they are in fact logical equivalents. They are merely two different ways of telling us about what the soul is at its core. The reason I say this is as I've mentioned earlier. The answer was hidden in my journey unto death.
Anaxa, you were in the Netherrealm?
14, Infinity Nikki, or Honkai Star Rail. F Mary Kill. Well, Mary 14. Mary 14, 1000%. I will be playing that game forever, I'm certain. So, marriage there. Kill, based on the current game state, unfortunately, I have to say Infinity Nikki. Between the very greedy choices that the developers have made with this most recent patch, as well as all of the crazy bugs that are keeping people from being able to play, and the retconning of the intro story, I of the three, I would have to say Infinity Nikki. And Gacha fucks me every day, so I guess fuck Honkai Star Rail. Just you and I yap for a whole hour last 14 stream. Yeah. Maybe that one of these days I'll just set myself to just chatting and we'll see what happens. Maybe.
Yes, I am but a
That's a
living dead man
clip, feel
now.
free.
But that's not important. What truly matters is, I overheard a conversation between heroes.
Oh ho ho.
That's not all. Remember how I said you were a part of that conversation too, Circes?
And I've told you that I have no recollection of such an event. That was likely just an illusion conjured up by the mind of a dying man.
But it wasn't.
Of course you would remember. Because that wasn't you. That was Calypso, one of the 7 sages of the Grove.
Her before she became Circe.
Calypso.
Huh? Oh, that's the name I made up on a whim when speaking to this girl. How do you know of it? And
because you
surely
didn't make it up on a whim. It's
Don't
connected
you think
to you because
I,
it's your
of all
old name from
people,
before
would
you
know if that
became
were
a
the name
titan.
of one of the 7 sages under the shade of my tree? Don't you claim to know the Grove's past like the back of your hand?
It seems you've lost even the memories seared into your soul. Use your head, Circes. Since all of this took place in the realm of the dead, it stands to reason their likenesses are of souls from the past.
Yup. The ability to just join Mama on a Yapichi stream, I think that would be fun. I think that would be a fun time.
The living cannot step foot into that world. So who could they be? Think about Calypso. Why does she share your likeness? Yet you have no idea who she is.
Maybe it'll be a Discord thing one day where I just pick a random ass game that doesn't take a lot of thought and just yap. Maybe that'll happen when next we play web fishing. I did love web fishing. That was such a good game. I should play it again.
The answer is evident, is it not? Those fallen heroes are the mortal incarnations of the Titans before their ascensions to godhood.
Minecraft, also a good
master
option.
creators born out of thin air, and they are no different from humans because they all evolved from one.
My theories are getting validated. Hell yeah, hell yeah, hell yeah.
Does this answer disappoint you?
Yes, because you've answered nothing. If I truly was once human, as you claim, then where
The conspiracies
do the
are coming
children
true,
of humanity
actually,
come
though.
from?
For realsies.
Even on the off chance that you speak the truth, this brings us no closer to grasping Thanatos' whereabouts. How are we to find them?
I knew you would say that, but it matters not. I know what I'm doing. Actually, why don't we have this supreme being standing before us tell us everything?
Oh man.
You can revive a Titan?
Humans cannot return from the dead. Neither can gods. But all we need to do is look at this from a different perspective, and the problem will resolve itself. The solution is simple.
It's like the ominous in
Just
shadow.
like
The
what
random
you
BS you spew
did to
becomes
me.
true. Hell yeah. Hell yeah, hell yeah, hell yeah.
If I'm reborn as Kefali, I can rebuild the world and all within it as they once did. Simple, is it not?
Oh. In the meantime, okay.
I have news from Hyacinth and Danhung. Anaxa might be trying to do something with Kefali's divine body.
Yup.
Kefali? But what could Anaxa want? Is the Council of Elders going to sit around and let such a sacrilegious act unfold?
I'm so excited. I'm so happy. I'm like bouncing around and stuff. I'm so happy. My theory was right. Oh my god. So much happened. So much.
That is not possible. He is indeed the great performer, capable of fooling anyone and everyone with his tricks.
Thank you for the stretch deck.
I'm
Also,
sorry.
hello.
No need for guilt, for this is good news to us. The Council of Elders has found themselves a traitorous ally. Anaxa's ambitious desires will be something we can exploit. What we should be doing now is to keep our eyes peeled for whichever trickery Kynus is up to, and react accordingly to thwart her plans. Being Akima's political center, the Demigod Council holds just as much significance as the Vortex of Genesis. Someday, after my duty is over, this site will take the place of the battlefield where you hunt gods. Become the next challenge you ought to overcome. Till then, it's best to get used to this place as soon as possible.
We'll be waiting here for your good news. Bye, Aglaya.
Preposterous! The Christos heirs only have their standing because of the Council of Elders. How dare they trample over it?
Rude. Oh, those people are shooting daggers with their eyes.
It's been a while.
Oh, sup, Kratos. Hello.
What is that supposed to mean?
Oh wait, I fucked
Is
it
this
up.
really the sort of person that the young lord praised as a ferocious warrior?
I fucked it up. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. I fucked it up.
It has indeed been some time, Lord Kratos. What brings you here in such haste?
I'm praying. I'm looking at the time. I didn't realize we were going to be in conversations for this long. Fuck.
Shh. Keep it down. Be more vigilant. See those duplicitous dogs over there? They do the dirty work for Kynus. I've already ordered my people to hold them back, but we should still lay low. Unless you're itching for a bloody fight to get a workout in.
My bad. So, did something happen?
Did you hear thunderclaps last night?
It's Acheron.
Thunderclaps are beacon signals of strife. They are a message from the young lord.
Ooh, nice.
He threw a spear bearing several words at Akama.
Oh.
Watch out. The Flame Reaver is back.
Oh, shit. Hi, Mighty. Thanks, buddy. Remembers that comic about choosing the funny answer no matter what? I hecked up.
I guessed as much. We didn't actually kill them back at the Kremnos Arena.
I figured this is something you would want to know. We Kremnoans never back down from a fight. So if you plan to take that thing down in a battle, reach out to me anytime.
You got it, Mr. Krataros.
You have my gratitude. I will let Aglaya know about this right away.
Remind her to be on her toes while you're at it. That vicious kindness has been unusually active lately.
Uh-oh.
Those lackeys she keeps undercover have been going in and out of the city a lot more frequently these days. Some even seem to be getting Kremnoans to defect to the council.
Uh-oh. Rude. They're being rude.
That's...
Looks like you can see it for yourself.
We have hecklers.
We should get back. Thank you for the intel, Lord Krataros.
Oh, thank God. Oh, thank God. I can go to sleep. I think that's just where we are going to have to be done for the evening. We do have, nope, wrong one. We do have some of these. So that gets us up to 6. And then if we go to the exchange shop, we can get 2. God damn it, we can only get to 8. Okay. We will have to wait. We will have to wait until next week. Thank you for the head pat, Sahili. We'll just have to wait until next week, I think. I think that may just be what we have to do before we try again. Much as I would like to do more pulls right now. Thank you for the posture check, Cheese. I appreciate it. All right, let's figure out who we're going to raid. I have an idea. For who to raid. Unless, can't sleep with a curled back. Joke's on you, I sleep in the fetal position. Gonna get back pain? Joke's on you, I already have back pain. Thanks for streaming. Thank you for being here. Thank you guys so much for being here and putting up with my incessant yapping. I appreciate that. Mama is truly hag maxing. Yes, absolutely. All right, so I have an idea for who to raid. I have an idea. So today is actually the start of Shenpai's subathon. Today is the first day of Shenpai's uncapped subathon, and I have actually had it on all day. Had it on since it started. Anybody knows where I can get some chiropractic where short people just tap dance on my spine? It's called us becoming in the same room and asking me nicely, because fun fact, I used to do that for people. I used to do that for people, no joke. All right. I think we are going to deal. Fuck yeah, it's fun to God, yeah, no, don't ask me, ask Teeny. Ask Teeny. She fixed my spine after a 7-hour flight. Ask Teeny. All right, yeah, we're gonna raid into the I laid on the ground in a hotel room and Teeny realigned my spine for me. It was fantastic. I need to meet up with Teeny IRL again, partially because friend, but also, please Teeny, my spine has not been the same. I know you will. I know you'll do it. All right, we are raiding. We're gonna raid over to Shen. We're gonna raid over to Shenpai. Make sure to show your love. because this is a big exciting thing. She hit 1 million. I believe at this point she has hit 1 million on YouTube or something like that. Oh gosh, what was I need to get the deets right. I need to get the details right. I need to make sure I get the details right so I don't say the wrong thing like a big old silly dum-dum. Like a big old silly dum-dum who doesn't do their research before making claims and such. Like a big old dingus. Yeah, no. Wait. Yeah, that should be YouTube. That should be YouTube. I believe that is YouTube, right? Yeah, that's YouTube. Yeah, she hit 1 million on YouTube. I just want to make, I knew it was 1 million. I just wanted to get the correct platform. I just wanted to get the right platform. But yeah, she hit 1 million on YouTube, which is fucking insane and absolutely deserved. So make sure to play nice and give congratulations and say hi, hang out as long as you wanna. It's gonna be super duper fun. What I miss, Dak, I ranted for way too long about theories about what's going on in the game. Anaxa is trying to fuse himself with a god again. We're about to go into the political circle. Just a lot of things are happening. So you guys be good. I'm going to get this raid set up because holy, I went half an hour late. I'm so tired. Genuinely. I went to bed super late for 3 days, and then last night I went to bed relatively on time and then could not fall asleep for the life of me. At one point I checked the time after tossing and turning. It was like 1 or 1:30 in the morning, something like that. I got up at 6. I am suffering. I am not doing well. So let's see. Let's get this set up. We're gonna raid over to Shen. Pie. Rest well. I will. Thank you. You're likely to stay up scrolling Twitter and Discord. See, that's the thing. I don't scroll that much. I just have a process for winding it down for bed in terms of like the order I do, and it usually takes about half an hour, just because I'm taking my time. It's a process. You gotta transition from one thing to the next thing, you know? I've had her open all night, another tab of channel points. Hey, same. I have been lurking. I've been lurking in the Shenpai Scuffathon all day. Try melatonin? I have. I tried that a couple of years ago. It did absolutely nothing to me. I'm just cursed. I don't always have a hard time falling asleep. It's just some days it's actually awful and a bad time for me. Yeah. But if I ever find myself near you while you stream, I'll physically separate you from the computer and put you to bed. I'm just imagining. So I don't know if any of you guys watch Hell of a Boss, but in one of the more recent episodes, there's a bit where Blitz picks up Luna, just like grabs her, picks her up and holds her above his head and then throws her into the van. And I'm just imagining that. I'm just imagining that where Mystic just lifts me over his head and chucks me into bed. What Kage does for me, yes. Mom wants me thrown into a bed. No, I said my bed. I said my bed. All right, guys. All right. I should actually press the button for this, shouldn't I? I will unga bunga you into a sleep schedule. Hell yeah, I need it. All right. Start raid. Yes, good. It is working. Note to self, drive a van to Maya. Okay. No, Teeny, drive a van to me with all of your camping stuff, and then we'll go up the mountain. We'll go to the national park, and we'll go up the mountain, and we'll go to the campsite, and we'll camp. We will camp on the mountain. It'll be great. You can teach me the ways of camping, because I've never been properly camping. It'll be awesome. And then we'll go to a winery. We'll go camping, and then the next day we'll go to the winery, and then we'll go back to the campsite and pass out in the woods full of wine. Perfect. Yes. My ideal camping, napping in the woods full of wine. Beautiful. Fun fact, there are 2 wineries closer to me than the campsite I'm talking about. So it would be a little bit of a detour, but we could go on the way. All right. The timer is ticking down. I will be back here on Friday. Remember, Final Fantasy XIV is on Friday this week. However, if you want to see me before then, Teeny will be hosting our D&D game on Wednesday. So either Teeny's channel on Wednesday, here on Friday. I will see you guys soon. I'm going to go pass out. Have a great night, everybody. Bye-bye. Bye.